Hello. Good afternoon. I was about to say good morning. That's how. Wow, 4:30. It's definitely not near morning. Good afternoon. Almost good evening soon.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Good.
So let me just, I'm closing up some stuff from the last class. Here we go.
Deanna, are you gonna, as we discuss videos, will you show us the simple version to do in the Photos app before we go into the iMovies?
Mhm. Yeah, that's always how I do it. Mhm.
Good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so right now we're gonna do everything in the Photos app first.
I hope it sinks in this time. My second time around in your class, I was like, now, how did she do that? And then I could never figure it out on my own. So
Well, remember that you'll have the recordings, right? And in fact, the recordings for all the other classes have been in there all this time, and I just took them down. So now you'll just have the recordings from this one. But all right, so head over to the chat and say hi. Oh, hi, Deborah, you're back, or now home, or
I'll have to leave again. I have lots of family here, so I'll have to watch the tape, but I thought I'd say
no,
hi.
that's fine.
And Annette is here too. She wants to say hi.
Oh, hi, everyone. So they were just both in my other class. So both Annette and Deborah in my classes, but their niece and aunt, and they've always been in their own computers, but now they're together today visiting family. So they're like showing up in my different classes together. So that's cute. Thank you guys for showing up. And that's really what's necessary to do. So I really appreciate that you take a minute off your family time to connect. So what we're going to be doing today, before I forget, and I want to make sure everyone remembers to have me, someone please remind me to repeat this. I forgot to do this in the morning class, well, in the first class that I taught, which is that next week is spring break. So today we have a class, then we don't have a class next Wednesday, and then we have our final class. It wasn't supposed to work this day, but with all the pushing things around, we were supposed to finish right before spring break and be done. But now we're going to have a week in between. So don't forget to come back in 2 weeks. Okay. There's no class next Wednesday. I'll send you all. I already have a pre-recorded message that's going to go out saying, hey, it's spring break. Don't come. And then I'll send you again a reminder for the following Wednesday. But please remember that there's one more class. So to answer the first question that I got from Suzanne, yes, we're going to be working with video. But first, we're going to be working with video inside of the Photos app. Okay. And then when there's more we want to do, we're going to move into the iMovie app. So just in case someone doesn't have iMovie installed on their computer, to go and look for it. So how do you know if you have it installed on your computer? I'm going to share my entire screen for a minute. And down here, if you don't see anything that says iMovie, if I hover over these, none of these say iMovie right now. For those of you who've been in my file management class, you know that if you open the Finder, you can go to applications. But say you don't know any of that, then always at the very top right of the computer, there's a little search icon right there, which is the spotlight. And you can write iMovie in there and then hit return, and hopefully it will find your, and why are you not working? There we go. And so whenever it says iMovie app, because that's the one it found, that'll be good. Now there's different versions I can see installed on my computer, and I need to clean that up. So the latest one will be the 2022, and then I can just double click and open it from there. That said, I don't want you yet to open it. It's coming later, but just showing you how to find it in case you don't have it in your doc. If you do, and you open, another option would be to open the Finder, go to applications, and then head down to where it says iMovie. So it's the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. It's not here. Is it that I didn't have it in? Can it be that when I updated this computer, it's not an automatic install? How interesting. I mean, I know it's there and all my other, so when I moved up to Catalina, did it just get rid of it automatically?
It shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's so weird. I mean, I have it because I have all these other hard drives connected. Well, let me go for a second before I wasn't going to go there yet. Let me go to the App Store. And in the App Store, I can search for iMovie. And here it is. So I guess it's not downloaded right now. Okay, so it's free, right? Because of my app. But for some reason, when I updated to Big Sur, it's not there. And by the way, I did a clean install. I didn't, do the install that worked with having the same stuff that you have before. And I guess the install of iMovie doesn't happen automatically. So I'm going to just click and install, and I'm going to let it do that. Oh, it's just that in this computer, I have the school Apple ID. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's probably, what's the school? I'm using the school Apple ID here. What's the, yikes, I wasn't expecting this. Okay, well, otherwise I can have it open the one, but I need the one that comes with this. Because I use this computer on two sides. This is the user that I use for teaching. And I guess under this user, I have the Apple ID that is not my personal one. And so the Apple ID of the school doesn't have iMovie, mine does on my side of the computer. So let me check really quickly on my passwords and stuff that I have here. What's the Apple ID for? What's the shortcut for the school's Apple ID? Give me a sec. What's the password to school's Apple ID? Where do I have it? Oh, I know it's okay. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so now it's installing. Okay, so once it's done installing, this is the little icon. It's this little star. So again, we're not going to use it now, and mainly we're going to be moving into it to use it thoroughly next class. And today we might need it. I'm going to see how much I do with editing here. I have a plan to get to it today, but it always depends on how much experience or comfort you all have with it before I move on to iMovie. Ideally, I will use it both days. So if you don't have iMovie and you didn't find it the way I didn't, then go find it in the App Store and then download it so that it installs on this computer. Okay. So is anyone having a problem with it? Looking for it or not having it? Nope. All right. So talking about movies, by the way, this is like time to be show off mom. Some of you guys know from other stories in the past that my son makes movies, and he just graduated from high school and started City College, and he was chosen in the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. There's this program which is a kind of a competition, but they also teach them. Anyway, they have mentors from the industry. Long story, he was chosen as both filmmaker and screenwriter, so he wrote a script and he filmed, and they get prizes either as screenwriters or as filmmakers for their category. And on Saturday, at the last day of the International Film Festival, we at the Arlington, they showed the 10 movies that got made by the students. It's 20 students, and so they have 10 screenwriters and 10 filmmakers. But since Santi wrote his own so he was considered the same thing. Anyway, long story short, he won both categories, screenwriter and filmmaker. So, yeah. And he started, yeah. And all of this is because he started editing with iMovie. And when he grew bigger than iMovie, he moved on to Adobe Premiere. And so, thank you. And the thing is that other times I've helped him a bit more with the movie, depending on, lighting. I remember he was much younger. I would help him with lighting and stuff like that. But this time, up until the last week, he actually needed some help with animation. And I'm not an animator, guys. I'm not. But he was desperate and he needed he has a movie that has a combination of animation and real people. And so I actually learned to animate. So I learned a new thing. And so I helped him 20 seconds of animation took me about 24 hours of work. It's crazy how long animation takes. Or maybe it was 10 seconds. I don't even know. It was 20. It was like 17 seconds of animation. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and open it just to make sure that all is good and running, but we're not going to use it right now, but I just wanted to see, there it is. There's the icon and it's opening up. Okay. So I'm going to close now the app. This is something, since I'm sharing and showing this to you, I just wanted to show you that all applications now on a Mac for the last few years, there's this big deal with privacy. And I was just talking about that in my earlier class, Mac Level 2, how much of an effort Safari and Apple is going into taking care of your privacy. So every application you install on the Mac right now will always ask you, so would iMovie would like to access files? Is that okay, right? And so you have to say yes or no. And a lot of times people go, oh, I don't know, this isn't true. And they say, don't allow. And then when you try to open a file, it can't find it. So in case you come to this one, it's the computer saying, in order to work, I need to access your files, the movies that you took.
Hold on.
Whoa, let me mute you. You have to say okay to that. Okay. And then when I said okay to that, it says iMovie would like access to your photos. And you also have to say yes, allow access to photos. If at some point you've said don't, then you won't be able to access the videos that you've taken that are in your Photos app. So right now, since it's the first time I'm installing, I can show this, but other times I can't show it because once you make the choice, it's made. If you get to these when you are opening it up, always say yes, allow access, so that then the app can function. Okay. And then I'm going to close it now because we're not going to use it yet. But I just wanted to show you that process of, if you install Photoshop, Lightroom, Word, file, whatever you install, the Mac will always say, hey, can I access your files? And you have to say overtly yes. And when people say no, then suddenly they're in this little island where you have the application, but you can't access your files, right? So be careful with that. All right. So now we're back in the Photos app. Now, if I go over here, you'll see that the iMovie app has been installed and it is in my applications and stuff like that. So if you had to go through that, fine. All right. So I'm going to share again, but this time I'm going to share just my Photos app instead of the whole thing. And so back to, I think I was telling you about the awards. So in fact, in my photos here, you have seen when I've been sharing awards, you've seen in the past me sharing some of these is him winning some years ago, because the thing about this kid is that he has won every time he has presented. Sometimes it's a screenwriter, sometimes it's a filmmaker. This time he won both. So this is actually the same thing from, when is this? This is from 2020, January 2020, and then he also won in 2019, and now he won in 2022. So the photos are the same though, because he wore the same stuff. Over here, the homework was, who remembers the homework? You had 2 homeworks. Oh, are you going to show it to us? Yes, after class, so I won't impose it upon everyone. After class, if you stay, I'll play it for you guys. So anyone who wants to stay, once class is over, I'll play his movie. All right. Thanks for asking. Okay, so there were 2 homeworks. Who remembers what the homeworks was?
3 to 5 videos to edit.
What's that? Shoot, can you say that again? It was right, but I missed how many, what you said, shoot.
I wrote down, pick 3 to 5 videos to edit.
Yeah, and if you didn't have any videos that you wanted to edit that you thought you could turn into a
Take
little
some.
movie, then shoot some film, shoot some movies, right? So that was one. And then the other one was, it had to do with editing your photos, right? And I told you to go and practice editing the photos, applying the things that we've been applying. And I said, bring me any questions about photos and stuff. So I'm going to be doing video today, but I also want to honor that we only did one day of editing photos. And is there anything you tried to edit that you have questions about? Do you want to show me something that you haven't, that you've tried that went well or didn't go well with your editing? I would like to work with editing a little bit more. Anything out there? Any editing? So by the way, Alan, are you still here? Yeah, there you are. So yeah, so Alan's already been doing video editing in the past with Final Cut Pro, which is definitely much more advanced than iMovie. And so he's mentioning that probably this what we're going to do with iMovie will be too elementary, but we'll move there to iMovie after we're done with what photos can do. And the thing about, for me too, right? I use Premiere. I don't use Final Cut Pro. I use Premiere, Adobe Premiere Pro. Those are the professional programs to edit films with. But the thing is, and the other day we were surprised at the Arlington, they were showing, did anyone go to any of the film festival stuff? I don't know if anyone here, other class of people have gone, yay. Okay, none of you guys. So they show clips of, like they have, they award, they have some of the celebrities that they awarded something, they come and speak, they show clips of their past movies, they talk about it and stuff like that. Or in the case of the day that Santi's movie played, they showed 10 movies of different people. Guess what? As we were walking into the Arlington, the people who run all that are in the back of it. They were all using iMovie. So the point I'm trying to say is, yes, when you have to create a real, feature, a film, something that's really, yeah, go for the big guns. They can do a lot. As much as when I want to edit a photograph deeply, I would maybe go into the Camera Raw and Photoshop. Some of you might use Lightroom, or then you'll go into Photoshop to do masking and stuff like that. But how about when you just want something functional and quick? And that's what you can do a lot with iMovie, as much as you can do a lot of editing here with photos, that you just put 10 clips together that you need to show the 10 movies of the day, or you put the 10 clips of the awards that Will Smith or whoever is winning, and you play and then like that. So it's like the quick and easy program that gets the job done without having to go into the in-depth, right? So the same with, so Premiere, that's what I use. Final Cut Pro, which is what Alan uses. Those are in-depth programs that take a lot of time to learn and master, and you can do ridiculous, I mean, the movie my son made with animation and stuff like that. But if you just want to put some really nice clips together with some background, some music, some sound effects, some titles, some endings and stuff like that, iMovie is perfect for that, right? So just consider that for the regular user, this is fine. This is all you need, and it comes with the Mac, and it's free, and it's a great program. And people who professionally were showing to the entire, crowd of the International Film Festival, we're using iMovie to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out, that not always do we need, the biggest, most impressive tool to do things that are simple. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. But yeah, probably everything that you know how to do is definitely something we can do. And I'm, meaning you probably know what we're going to do in iMovie, and more than that from your experience with the other programs. So let's go ahead, and no one's answered or said anything about editing. Does anyone want to have any more questions about editing a photo before we move into movies? Nope. Zero. And did anyone try to edit anything? Okay, Suzanne, you tried, and what did you do? Make it lighter, darker? What changes did you?
I most of my editing is kind of doing cropping, kind of changing, and then
Yeah.
I usually do the little quick wand just to see how much that improves the lighting
Okay.
of it.
That's great.
So I do that more than most things.
Well, and actually, a lot of the times, that's really all the photo needs is a good crop. And especially if you're not a professional photographer or if you don't know much about photography, the photos that you take, I always tremble when I have to hand my photo out to someone when I'm on vacation and say, can you take a picture of me? Because I know that whatever's going to come is going to be kind of like the video of me right now. I'm going to be here in the corner and there's going to be all this stuff that's unneeded. And they're not going to think of putting me in a good spot or down, or I'll have my face took on and stuff like that. And so, yeah, cropping tends to be one of the first things that you want to do to make a photo good, to really refocus the concept. And then after that, if nothing else, hitting that little magic wand to see what the computer thinks. And if you really don't like it, then now you know that there's more tools. So yeah, many times that's all it takes, right? And unless you have really complicated lighting, like the dappled lighting when working in the other day, but if you have a much simpler lighting, that magic wand does a pretty good job. All right, anything else? Anyone else, Catherine?
I have a question. Is there a way to seam two pictures together into one picture? Not superimposed, but I do art journaling and I have two sides of a journal book that have something in the middle. Is there a way to mash those up? Just do it in Word or Pages or something?
Well, come to my Photoshop class or to my digital.
I've been many times.
Digital design techniques class, right? And so no, there's no simple way. It used to be, so down here at the bottom, let me put on the little color thing. So down here at the very bottom of the screen where it says projects. So there used to be inside of the Photos app, in fact, for sure inside of the iPhotos app, you could create projects like books and things like that, where you could put photos side to side. So if you click on this little My Projects plus sign, it still says that, and it's not showing the thing is going up, and it lets you do a book, a calendar, a card, wall decor, print, slideshow, other kind of stuff, right? But the problem is that although these were all active before, the only one you can really do well here in Photos is the slideshow now. But if you try to do any of these other ones, see how it's sending you to the App Store? It's sending you to an app that you download that you can make books with, or calendars with, or cards with, and stuff like that. And that's fine. You download one of those, and there is where you can put two photos, one next to each other, and see it. But the Photos app doesn't do it anymore. They had to choose what are they going to do best, and they decided just each one of these is its own app, and it was too complicated. So so yeah, you don't necessarily have any way inside of this program to do this anymore. Okay, now when you go print something, if I say that I go and say file, let me just open something. There you go. Say that I want to do this. If I want to say file print, let me go back up here, up into the top where it says photos. If I go and say file print, right, then it gives you a choice, right, where if you want to put it, you know, if you want to print it with different shapes and stuff like that. And if you say contact sheet, then I'm going to back out. I'm going to cancel that and say that I choose 3 different photos. Say I want all of these photos. I select these 4 photos and I say file print. Then I can find a way here to see what they would look like together. See what I mean? So it's a little bit of a tricking the system where you look at them and you go, well, if this was next to this one, do they look better? Or does it look better if I have this next to that one? Or if you click on the contact sheet and you decide to, you know, make them bigger or smaller or have less columns, then you can have them 2 in a page and stuff like that. So there's a way to kind of trick the system a little bit to see photos next to each other, but no, it's not complete control. And definitely you can't superimpose one over the other. That's not possible. Now, this is just for printing on your own computer. Okay, this isn't to send official prints to some store, but if I wanted to make one page with these 4 photos, now I could hit print and it'll print this way on my computer. Okay, so yeah, so sometimes this is exactly what you want or need, and that works really well, right? So I'm going to cancel that. Okay, so did y'all try that, the whole print thing and the options of how to print? So if you just want a record of the contact prints, again, is from the times of photography where people would go and shoot, you know, a roll of 12 and they'd want to go and see them also. So say that I select from here from here when it starts to here, when I have all these different photos of the the last Mananari painting, and I say file print, then that's a good way to get them all together, right, as one sheet. Or I can go to contact sheet and make sure that I have more and put them all in together and stuff like that. All right. You could also choose if you're going to write captions under them. So I mean, there's a lot that you can do. So say that you choose to write to do these two. I know I have 6 selected, so it's going to put them all on that and then write captions under them. All right, play around with that. If you need to go to print at a different company, you'll have to send the images. I have a movie I want to email. So Yolanda wrote to me, so you guys don't hear it. But I have a movie I want to email to my granddaughter, but big. How do I convert to an emailable type? So it's very hard to email movies because they're always too big. So if you email a movie, what your email is going to do is it's going to upload it to the cloud and then send a link to that person that they have to click on, and then they'll go into the cloud and have to get it from there. You need to give them permission to get it. It's movies are way too big always to email. Okay. So let me finish with Yolanda's question before I go to Catherine's. So say that you have a movie. I'm going to go to videos over here. So you have a movie that you want to send. Here's one that's 36 seconds long. If I try to select it and send it by email and say mail, I don't see here the file size. I mean, if you get info, do you see the file size either? Here it is, 36 megabytes. So if I try to send this file in email, my email's gonna go, can't do that. It's too big because it's 36 seconds of it. It just won't do the job. Okay. So as I said, if you do it, then what you'll do is your video will go up to the cloud, and your niece, I think you said you wanted to send it to your granddaughter, they'll get a link and they need to then download it from that link. Okay. You can only send about, depending on the email program, but about 10 megabytes is the max that they'll send as an email. All right. So try it and see if it creates that link for you. And then otherwise, the plan B, I never showed you the shared albums, guys. So give me another second before we jump into videos, because there's this shared albums thing where you can create an album and give them access to the album. There is a restriction with this, that this only works if the other people also have an iCloud, an Apple ID account. But Apple ID accounts are free to get. So anyone can make an account. You don't need to even have an Apple ID. You don't even need to have an iPhone or a Mac. You can just go to Apple and sign up, put in an Apple ID, and then they'll be able to see this stuff. Okay. So say that I want to create a shared album, and I'm going to go ahead and say Santi Film Festival Awards, right? Say that I want to send that to my mom. So see how it says invite people. And so I can go, and with this, I can go into my contact book. So if I start writing Lydia, like, I guess it doesn't pick it up. Do I? Oh, I don't have it set up on this computer's okay. So I don't have many things, but because this is not set up yet with my contacts, but if it goes into my contacts and it finds, so here's, for example, Vera, who's in one of my, are you in this one? No, you're not. So when we were playing around, we were trying out. So say that I click on Vera, and this is her pipeline email. And I say, okay, send it to this person, right? She's a student from my Mac classes. And I was, hey, check out this video, right? Let me actually not do it for someone that's not in this class. Let me go and do it. Let me actually remove that person. Let me send it to you, Yolanda. So let me see if I search for Yolanda. It's not, I don't have my pipeline connected in here. I think it's Y aumentado at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Is that it? Y aumentado, is that correct? Or is there something else in between? Is it YN aumentado or is it just Y aumentado? You know what? I'm going to share it with myself, the Musakio, which isn't really myself because this isn't this account. So I'll share it with this person, which happens to be my email. So you'll see how it emails, right? So I'm going to send it to the Musakio at pipeline.sbcc.edu. There you go. That's the best choice. So I'm going to send me something saying, check out this video. And I'm going to say create. And in this folder, I'm going to go find, where was it that I said? So I'll put these photos in here that are all from the last time that he won the award. There we go. I put it in there. And it's showing up under shared albums, right? So all this means is that this album is now visible with whoever it is that I sent it to. So if that person will receive an email, and I'm trying to see if I can go into my personal, let me go into my pipeline. I can go to shared albums in here and I can, oh, it's just that it's coming in as business services. It's weird because this isn't really my computer, so it doesn't recognize me as being the one that's sending it. So anyway, check this out. Now I'm going to share with you guys the email that just arrived, and I'd have to connect my phone. So I'm connecting my phone, and here's my phone now. And what you're seeing right now is I just got, this is the account that's being used from SPCC Business Services, which is the account that I'm using to teach you. I click on that to see this email, and it says subscribe to Santi's SBIFF Awards. That's the album I just made, remember? This is my phone. I'm just checking it on my phone right now. So if I say subscribe by clicking on that, then it's now allowing me in to see those photos. Okay. So if I can go in here and find the album, there it is on my phone. Oh, sorry. I just received access to this, so I can send it to my mom. Yolanda can send it to her niece, nephew. As long as you have an account, then now these are photos that I just sent from this person B that's called Santa Barbara City College Business Services, which is the account I'm using to teach, just sent D.E. Musakio these photos, and I'm able to see them. Does that make sense? Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, this is what I didn't want. I'm going to stop. Shoot. Okay. By connecting my personal phone to this, which is this one, it's trying to bring in all my personal photos. So I'm going to actually say, no, don't import because it's recognized another device. I'm going to disconnect. This is why I was trying not to connect, but that's fine. Now it can't find them anymore. Good. So anyway, so this folder right there is the one that I shared with me as a teacher at City College, and I was able to see them. I showed you on my other phone. Does that make sense? So you create a shared album and you invite someone. That's all it is. And then that person can see them. And I remember she's gone now. You know how I just said that Deborah and Annette would be. I remember creating with Annette a shared album that she shared with Deborah, because they're both researching family history and ancestry and stuff like that. And I remember some classes ago doing that. And now Deborah's in our class, but I didn't know that. But I remember helping her set up a shared album to send to Deborah. And so all the photos that Annette was doing, Deborah could also see from her side. And it was like they were both working on the same album. So that's pretty cool. Catherine, you have a question?
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me ask. Some people have been asking questions about this. So let me first read the questions. I went to movies and was a reviewer of docs. Betsy, what is it that you're asking there? I went to movies and was a reviewer of docs. Are you there, Betsy? So I'm not sure if you're hearing my question or if maybe your sound is off, but I'm not hearing you. I'm going to go on to the next question, but Betsy, if you hear me, please ask me again. Leon had to update it to Monterey and iMovie wasn't working, so I had to update that too. So yeah, if you don't have it working, you have to update it. Catherine, about adding text into photos using markup. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Suzanne, it was helpful to learn that I could choose a 5x7 and crop before I send it off to 5x7 card, for example. Yeah. And then does shared album make it easier to send videos? Yeah. This would, if I could put a video in there. So say I go grab one of my videos and, throw it in there into that shared album right there. Then it's in there now. So then whoever is able to view this video can also view the photo. So yeah, it makes no difference what you have in there, which is why it's the good way to share videos with family members or anyone who has another iCloud account. Oh, you're here. You were not asking, you wanted to see if anyone to the film festival. Got it. You were asking the question if anyone you were a reviewer of documentaries. Got it. Thank you. Since you said I went to movie, my brain was, I went to my iMovie app and I couldn't review the docs or something like that. But I said, you went to the film festival. Got it. Yeah, they had some good local ones too. And I know that you talk a lot about local issues. Where is it that you have is it in Newshawk? Betsy Kramer, who's one of our class members, she does a whole article on the Newshawk, right? About history of Santa Barbara. Correct me if I'm wrong, write it in the chat.
Yeah, that's Betsy Green.
Oh, that's Betsy Green. Okay, Betsy Kramer. I have both of them are in my classes. No, Betsy, you're not the one. Okay, you're not the one who writes about this. It's Betsy Green. Sorry, two Betsy's. All right. Catherine's question about adding text. So let's go to a photo and add some text to it. So choose any photo, go to your photos and say that you want to write some text on it. So say this photo, right?
Are you
Can-
sharing right now, Deanna?
Oh, I thought I would. Have I not been sharing everything I've been doing with the shared albums? Have I just been talking without sharing?
I
All
saw
I
you
see is
share some of
gallery.
it.
It's a whole screen of gallery. That's all.
No.
So
Donna,
Yeah.
you were sharing your phone and then when you panicked and unplugged
Oh.
it, it went off. So you were sharing up until
Okay.
that point.
Yeah.
You, okay, so it wasn't that bad. I'm like, oh my God, have I not been sharing since the beginning? All right, so when I unplug my phone, here's my Santa Barbara Film Festival. And what I had shown is that this is the one that I'm sharing with, in this case, myself as a different person. And then I went and put in a video in here. So I grabbed a video and I dragged it into that folder. The moment it drops into this folder, it becomes a video that the other person that was, and I can share that with many people. I can share it with my whole family or something, and then they can all see these videos. And if I delete it from here, it'll delete from the shared album. Okay, so, but it's still there. The video still exists for me, but the people, the shared album can't see it anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that and it's gone. And it's not a duplicate. Remember, it's just a pointer. So albums, just because they're shared, don't work any differently. Okay, you put anything you want in them, share anything that you want to share. So, so you're asking about writing in text for markup. And I wanted to say that there is a way to, sorry. Before I do that, this is a shared album and see this little icon right there. I'm in my shared album, so I don't know if if you're not in a shared album, it doesn't work, but I already shared this album with someone and it's in the shared albums area. So I can click in here and I can choose. So right now, these are the two people that have been invited and I can ask them to add photos to it too. So like the other people, family members. So this is a good way to have like a 2 or 3 different members that all put photos into the same album, right? So for example, when my kids were younger and my sister had younger kids, we had a shared album where we'd each put photos of our kids and it was just our kids were in there. My mom could see them. because she could add to it too. But she can't get to any of my other stuff, just to this album. That said, is that they could, in the past, they could also delete them. So you have to be careful that they don't delete them. If I want anyone to watch this and I make this public, then anyone can go there and it'll be a public website for a lot of people. And I would have to give them a link, and I'm not about to do that. Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to say about that little icon. Now, you had asked about text.
My scar.
Hold on, I got to silence Leon. There we go. So say that I wanted to write something in this one. If I double click on it to write, then under edits. Oh, because I'm going into that one. Hold on. Let me go and write on this one from here. Okay. So if I try to edit this one thing that we don't have here is text. So there's no text writing in here, but there's these 3 little dots there. Okay, so let's go do that. Find a photo that you want to write something on. And then after that, we'll start with videos. So find a photo that you're going to write something on, okay? And double click on it. And then we're going to go into edit. Okay, this is all, it can get turned off, remember, so you're not going to ruin a photo by writing something on it. Choose anything, it doesn't matter. And then go to edit. So here, there's no obvious place to put text. You have to go and click on this 3 little dots right there. Click on that and choose markup. And this is what Catherine said there in the text. I'm showing you how to find the markup. Click on markup. And here you have doodles. You can draw on this. You can choose to, do stuff. So I could just go here right now and start drawing stuff, making stuff, writing stuff, or I can write. This one's text. So I can click this choice right there. And as you can see, when I clicked on that, up here, this little thing that says text appeared, and I can drag it down so that it's a bit more visible. There you go. It appears in the middle of your photo. So a little thing that says text appears in the middle of the photo. You can type in there and you can say Santa Barbara International Film Festival 10 awards. Of course, this one has it right behind them. Awards, and this one is 2020 or something like that. Let me see. Awards for the year 2020. And then I can click on that, make another text box and stuff like that. Now I can choose what text color I want. I can go over here and change the text color to pink. Oh, this is the background. Sorry. No background. This is the color for the type tool. Red. Let's say that I want to write it in yellow. Okay, maybe I want to write it in bigger font. Maybe I want to make it bold. Maybe I want to my funner font, maybe that one. And then I can make it bigger and stuff like that. Okay, so this is, if you know how to use things in Word or and stuff like that, that's what this is all about. It's that same idea. So basically, I'm not going to teach you how to do editing on text and stuff like that right now. But if you do know how to do it, then you save changes. Here it is. Now you have text inside the photo. So once again, my only concern is hit edit, 3 little dots, markup. That's how you get to it. Okay. And once in this mode, you can just say, yeah, I didn't want it. I can get rid of it. I can delete it. I can move it around. I can put it in a different place. I can change its color again, yada, yada, yada. And then I'll save the changes. And if I don't want it, I delete it. It's totally editable. It'll be gone. Okay. And now that stays with the photo. But again, it's completely non-destructive. I can get rid of it. Okay. Cool. So any other questions about photos? Thanks for asking me to share the text. It's not something I normally share. And yeah, it's typical for people to want to put photos in. You can make drawings as much as that markup. I just showed you the text, but you can grab a pen. You can make a little speech bubble and write something funny that someone is saying. Your choice. In that markup, play around with that. Okay. You could also, by the way, have captions. Remember that one of the choices here is that we could write a caption. So say for that same photo that I wrote a caption like Santi getting his awards, right? Whatever, it's a caption. His awards, right? So that caption that I wrote on this photo doesn't show necessarily anywhere other than there. But remember that if we tried to print, one of the options it gave us in printing, let me move this out of the way. In printing was captions, right? So I could go over here and choose the title or the description or that kind of thing. And I can have that be printed when I print out that's what I wrote in that caption. I can put the keywords in it if I have keywords or the file name and that kind of stuff. So if I do that, now that's the caption and that'll be printed in the, when I print this out. And where I got that from, I'm going to cancel, was because here I wrote in the info under the caption, I wrote those words that go with that one. Okay. Again, these are things that are you're not going to actually get easily in Photoshop or something like that, a caption added to a printout or a photo, because you'd have to put it inside this kind of thing, like where you write it inside. With the caption, okay, let me. Sorry, people just walked into the house and they're speaking quite loudly and I'm reminding them that I'm teaching. All right, so cool. I'm going to turn this off and hopefully we've done a lot. If you have any other editing questions, save them up for the class following next. So some of you guys showed up a little bit later. Reminder, there is no class next week. Next week is spring break. Okay, so we will meet again on Wednesday, March. What's it gonna be? I need to look at the calendar suddenly.
30th.
March 30th. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wednesday, March 30th is our next and last class. Okay, and there's no class next week. All right. All right, ready to go into video mode? Yep. Let's head over to videos. So any videos you've ever taken on the phone, come in here. The thing about that is that you're of the few people here who do not use, who use the file stream, the iCloud, the photo file stream. Videos do not transfer that way. So if your settings were such that, let me go back to the system settings, system preferences. Let me share that and this. Okay, so if your system preferences settings, if in your Apple ID, when you go into photos and in your computer, if what you're doing instead, actually, it won't be here. It's more of the system preferences of your Photos app here. Sorry, it's in your Photos app preferences. Let me share that window. In your Photos app preferences, if you go to the cloud, if you have iCloud Photos turned on, like that, then the photos, the videos that you took do download into your computer and they go to the cloud. But if this is off and you just have the option that turns on when this is off, which is the file stream, what's the name of it? I'm having to go to my phone because that's the setting I have here. I keep forgetting the actual setting of that name, which is, I think I'd know it after all these time, but there's so many names I need to, my photo stream, the photo stream. There we go. It's just called the photo stream. Then that only transfers photos. It does not transfer. And let me show you this again. Share my phone again.
How did you get this iCloud little window? Because I mean, I'm in videos, but I don't.
1 second. I'm in my photos now. And if when you do not have the iCloud photos turned on, no, I didn't mean to turn that on. Stop. Really don't mean to turn it on. Stop. I'm just, Jesus. No, don't do this to me. Turn it off immediately. Frick. I really messed up. I really messed up. I truly and really sincerely messed up. Oh, I was just showing you this, and with my, I went to point to it and I turned it on. And once you turn it on, it becomes. How do I fix this? Oh God, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. So. Oh God, I'm sorry. This is really not good. Hmm. Shoot. Okay, I'm freaking out because now my entire humongous library is about to start going. And when I try to turn it off, it's going to remove it, and I'm not ready for them to be removed.
Do you want us to take a 10-minute break and come back? Give you a few moments to.
Spent how many hours? 2 years I spent teaching this without managing to mess that up, and I just managed to mess it up. Yeah, give me a sec. I have such a mess of different IDs and different setups with what I share and what I don't share. And by turning that on, all my photos now are, as we speak, going up to the cloud. Of course, there's not enough space because I have way too many photos. I have a lot of raw files, but when I try to turn them off, what they're telling me is they're going to leave my phone, and I'm not ready for them to leave my phone. So I don't have them saved anywhere. Give me a sec. Okay, I can't fix it now. I need to focus on it, or I might end up losing a lot of stuff that I don't want to lose. So I'm just gonna ignore it for a while because I'm in a different account anyway. I connected my real phone to show you that one thing that I couldn't show you with the school phone, and now I have to figure out what to do with my real phone. But on my computer, I don't have my real account right now. I'm showing you the other one, so I can't really do much about it right now, other than stop freaking out. So I'm gonna stop freaking out right now. Remember when I tell you don't just willy-nilly click on stuff, because one way it's easy, the other way is a mess. I'm in that mess right now. It's okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, so back to videos. So here are the videos that I have. Whatever videos this phone has will show up here, as long as, and this is what I was trying to show you, as long as the iCloud is turned on your Photos app. If not, you need to transfer them yourself as an import. Okay, that's all I was trying to show you. All right, so now I also told you that if you didn't have enough videos to make a movie, to shoot some videos. So I shot some videos. So they're showing at the bottom of the videos, enough to try to make a little movie out of it. Ed, your hand is up.
Yeah, you're not showing your screen again.
Oh, thank you. Next time, just speak up, because I might have not noticed your hand was up, but thank you. Yeah, I'm obviously flustered, and so if I'm sharing or not sharing, please remind me.
It's after 5 o'clock. You could drink if you want. We won't tell.
No, this having pressed that is what messed me up. Anyway,
Wait until Apple sends you a bill for all of the photos you just loaded up to the iCloud.
my question now is how to get them off back into my phone and then save them first, and then I don't care what happens to them. But I do know all of
I
the
would actually
photos.
call Apple and have
Yeah.
them walk you through that, because you can
Yeah.
lose things.
Yeah, I just need to make sure that I don't I just took all these photos this weekend. I just told you there was this big event, there was all the awards, then we had a big after party and stuff. And I just don't want to lose those photos because the other stuff I'm pretty good about saving occasionally, but I just haven't yet transferred those. So that's all. All right. So, so here are videos that I just took for putting together a movie. But here's our, the good and the bad about this application is that I can work on videos in here and edit them to make them shareable, but I can't join them, right? So here I have a video that's, oh, by the way, notice that these videos are taken sideways, which is the correct way to take a video. But when I say the correct way, there's no real correct way anymore. This is the way if you want this to be shown in the TV or in a movie theater or on a big window screen. But this is the way videos are taken now by everyone who picks up their camera and takes it. So social media now uses a lot of the videos in this position, right? So if you go to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, you'll see if in this mode. So I just wanted to show you that. So this is a video, and if I open it up, it opens up this little play thing, and I can play it and it'll show 4 seconds of something. Are you hearing the sound though? No. I have to reshare with sound. Okay, I'm resharing with sound because it's really loud. It's like there's this car. You hear that? It's like, ugh, this car, streets. Okay, so that sound, that's a problem. You can't do much with here in photos. You've got the sound that you've got. So here I have another video shot if you want the right way. And I can at most turn the sound off like that to have it completely off, or I can bring down the sound of my computer, right? And then the sound plays much lower, but it's just what came with the video. It's just part of what came with the clip. If there was a truck come in the background, there's a truck in the background. When we go and move into iMovie, we can edit that sound separately. We can take that truck off and put little birdies or a music or whatever. For that, we need iMovies. Does that make sense? Any clip that's taken in photos has whatever sound it has, unless you completely just turn off the sound. So I'm grabbing this little line over here and I'm going back and forth and back and forth. See that? I can quickly scroll through the timeline and I can click here or click here and click here. So that's the way to quickly move through the movie to go to wherever I want. So hopefully everyone has got a movie in front of them and they're doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay. So I'm not interested in just showing. This isn't show and tell. This is show and tell and do and practice. So go to your videos, choose any clip that you have, open it up and try this out. Plus, if you have different versions of the programs, you might have different choices available to you. Okay. So click and right click, move through and that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say edit. Okay, so how do I say edit? The edit won't be here. Remember, it has to be in this open mode to edit. And I can go up here to edit. And I can do to this pretty much everything that I did before. Let me just stop for a minute. How many of you guys have something older than Big Sur? In fact, I believe even Catalina. Anyone here has Catalina and older? So you have some other choices here. But once you're in Big Sur and up, the way to edit this clip is through the same edit version that we edit photos. So if you are seeing something different, it's because you have an older version, okay? So just hang there and then I'll have you share your screen and I'll show you what the older version used to do. But as of Big Sur, how you edit a clip is up here in the same place that we edited our photos, what I taught you the other day. So most of you guys, I believe, are already in Big Sur or Monterey. And this is where you can edit this clip. So this here now is my timeline. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So this is my timeline, right? And if I press play over here, see that little line that's showing me the entire video, right? So I'm going to hit stop and I can just click around back and forth this timeline to do the same thing I did before, okay? Or I can drag like that to make it go back and forth and back and forth. Choose a video that has some changing in it so that it's pretty clear when you're here versus when you're in here to do this. Does that make sense, you guys? How we're moving our way around? Click here, or click and drag. And that's how you go from the beginning to the end. Sound, if you want it on or off, right there. Okay, before I continue showing how to clip or not clip, I just want to show you really quickly that if you could do something to a photo, you can also do it to a video. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, just showing you that I could go to crop and crop into a video, and that works. Now I can reset because I don't want that crop. I could go back to adjust and I can put in, you know, go to the light and make it really dark or really bright. So everything we've done up until now is doable to your video as well. And it goes all through the video. See that? So that's pretty cool. You can correct the lighting and the exposure. So I'm not going to remind you again everything we did, but it's basically the same settings that we had before. So you can click on this little plus thing and it'll apply some things. You can make changes, you can make levels, definition, sharpen vignettes, everything we've done in the past, we can apply to this video, but it applies to the entire thing. So say that you start really bright and you end up really dark and you darken the exposure, then that's going to stay across the whole thing, right? So you have to mitigate that. Does that make sense, you guys? Any questions before I continue? I'm going to let you share your screen.
I've got a question. Can I airdrop a video? I've got the new iMac and I got
Yeah.
an old laptop. Can I airdrop it? And then,
Yeah, yes, you can.
and how do I do that? Just,
I can't even begin to spend time right now teaching you
okay,
that
that's
just
fine.
for you.
All right,
So
I'll try that.
ask
Okay.
me if I don't need
That's
a break
okay.
or
Thank
after
you.
break, after class, I can show
No
you that.
worries. No worries. Thank you.
All right, but can you share your screen so I can show with the older, for how many of you don't have what I just showed? Is there anyone else who has an older version? Okay, so one of you guys who has an older version, Catherine or Suzanne, someone share your screen. And I'll show you what this looks like if you have the older version. Okay, Catherine then. All right, so notice that, is it Catalina that you have here?
Yeah, I'm
or-
in Catalina.
Okay, so notice when she hovers over a video, go
Oh,
ahead and go to
sorry,
video, go to
sorry. Oh,
videos
sorry.
again.
Yeah.
It's okay, go to videos. Okay, open one up. I don't know which you choose.
I'm looking for one that looked like it was, oh, I don't know. This is somebody's birthday. It's 19.
Okay. All right, double click. Okay, so here's a video. And go ahead and put your mouse over the video. Is this a video?
Yeah, it's
Is it
downloading.
is it download?
is.
But you had one downloaded before. Why did we go to a new one? Go-
Because I don't know, because I have 500 videos. At
You had
500
one. You had one all ready to go before. Can you remember which one it was? You can go back to it.
Maybe. I don't know where it
Go
was.
go
very
in
good.
the upper. Go to the upper arrow down there and go to the back top arrow next to the red, green, and yeah, there's that little back arrow there.
Move to bottom.
No, I don't know where you're at. I'm not seeing you do anything. There's the red, yellow, and green buttons.
Oh,
and
I
there's that arrow.
gotcha. Oh, okay. I gotta bring
Go
it
to
down.
the
Yeah,
arrow.
whoa. Sorry, it's blocked by my share screen.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm
I'll
trying
just go
to
back
get.
to videos.
Okay, got it.
Easy to find. Or
So
something.
there was. I wish you had one
was-
that was all ready to go. And
Yeah. Well, here's yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't.
don't apologize.
Here, okay, let's see. That's 20 seconds. It should be easy. And
It's not going to be easy when we're sharing. So I'm going to just stop participating.
okay.
Share. Go ahead and download something. Suzanne, do
Okay.
you have something ready to go? You said you also had an older version. If not, when you have something ready to go in the older version, Catherine, show me.
I
and
just
then,
hit share screen. Now,
and then there's another share, bottom right, you'll see another button that says share.
okay, got it.
Okay, cool. All right, so here you go. So put your, make the window a little bit wider if you can. Yeah, so okay, so here's a video. Put your mouse over it and see how what she has here. This is for anyone who has an older version. You don't go into the edit mode. You put your, it's okay, it doesn't need to be huge. She has more controls here. For those of us who had a newer version, there were no other controls. Now she, on the other hand, put your mouse over the video because it needs to be over there for it to activate, and go down to those controls and go down to the controls and see, grab that timeline and click on it and drag it over to show it. Yeah, click and drag. So that's how you advance. Or nice set of birds. Perfect. Now, notice that you can just click somewhere on the timeline and it'll jump to that. So this is just click on that little line is the timeline, click there and it jumps to that, click there and it jumps to that. And then there's a sound. Okay, great. So those are all the options that we've already had. Now, she has this other set of tools there. She has go all the way to the forward and go to the backwards. See those little, next to her arrow, no, to the main play arrow, there's two little side arrows. So click on that one. And when she's clicking on it, it's going frame by frame backwards. See?
Oh, yeah.
It's not, and then if you click on the other one on the other side, it'll go frame by frame forwards. Because you might want to get to that particular spot where you want to cut in right before the birds take off, or right after they land, or right after they, so you go and look for the frame by frame that way. We didn't have that in the newer version. We have it in the edits. I'm just showing you a little bit in here. And I'm going to show you one more thing in here that I haven't shown yet in ours. And then we're going to go back to the newer version, which is go to that gear icon, click on that gear, which again, we all don't have. And here is where you can do trim. So click on trim. And this, you recognize it? It's much more like what we saw in the edit. Okay, so you can go back and forth on this. But what if you don't want the full 8 seconds of this video? What if you want only the takeoff, or only, up to, so now let's say that we want the beginning, and then scroll through and you go, okay, once they are about halfway up, we're going to stop it. That's as far as we want to show this video. We want 3.5 minutes of it, or 4 minutes of it, right? Say that you only want 4 minutes of it. Don't worry what I'm going to do. You can undo this. Go over to the right side of your yellow lines, click on that, yes, and click there. And now drag that in, start dragging it backwards until you see the time of 4 minutes. So go to the timeline, 395 is where we had stopped right there. So about there is where we had said we only wanted the first part. So we have trimmed that clip and we will not see all the other half. Does that make sense what we did there, you guys? We haven't done this yet in the newer version. I'm just showing you in the older version how to do it. You have to do it right here. And now hit trim. And now the video, if you look at the time, is only 4 seconds long.
Yeah.
So if you go press play, it's only going to run, well, now you can take it all the way to the beginning again. Go click with your mouse, and you can just click right at the beginning and press play. It's only going to last those 4 seconds. Now, here's the crucial part. For better or for worse, for better, I think she has not lost the other 4 seconds. What does that mean? The file has not become smaller. Her computer isn't less full. So say you took a 10-minute video and you only show 1 minute of it, you still have 9 minutes worth of humongous file that does not go away. Does that make sense? So be careful when you're taking video, and do short ones instead of like one really long eternal one, because as much as you can trim it like we just did, she could have also trimmed the beginning off or stuff like that. There's no getting rid of all that stuff. Say that she goes, oh no, I can't believe I lost the other half of the birthday party or the birds taking off. Go back to the trim, go back to the gears now. Go and say either reset trim, or let's do it by hand. Go up to the trim again. And then you can just drag it out again because you want it to now be 7 seconds and you want to miss out the beginning, for example. So you can keep going back and forth. The video is all going to still be there. Does that make sense? So now you grab that beginning point of the yellow and you say, yeah, I just didn't want the beginning this time. So you move it in. Or maybe you also don't want the ending and you only want, 2 seconds from the middle or something like that. So you can get that kind of thing going. You say trim again, but every time you undo it, you go back and say that you go, God, I want the whole thing again. Now go to that and say reset trim. Boom. And you have everything again. Okay. So that's as much as what you can do. Now, thank you so much for sharing your screen. I'm going to show you that exact same thing. But this time I'm going to show it to you in my computer in Big Sur and up. Okay. So now I have a video in Big Sur and Monterey. I have to hit edit. But by the way, so here's the same. See how there's no gears here? There's nothing that I can just play what I have. So I have to go to edit. And here is where I move back and forth. And these are the lines that now I can use for trimming. So I can click over here and trim. And now what I've done is I've decided to show only the middle of it, right? So I click on this little line and I go, oh, so this is all that I have left. I've gotten rid of that and I've gotten rid of that. Or I can move it to the left and decide that I want only the ending. And now when I play it, it'll only play from the middle. So this is the exact same thing that Suzanne just showed. And then I move it over to the left and I move it over here. And then I say play, and then there it goes from there. Okay, does that make sense, you guys? It's the exact same thing, only inside of the edit window. Now I'm going to reset the adjustments and I'm going to revert to original, and that's equivalent. So now I have all my pieces again. I haven't gotten rid of them. So I can edit, I can make the light better, I can do everything I want, and I can trim. That's it. That's the best I can do. Now, say that I decided to use only this much of it. Say that I'm going to use this little bit of it, and I say done. There's 2 choices. Before you didn't have those 2 choices. And now this is the cool thing about the new version, is that you can save the video to be a new clip to include only the trimmed section, or save the entire video as a new clip. So I want to save the video to include only the trim section, then as a new clip. Okay. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say save video. If I back up now to my videos, then this one here is only 2 seconds long. I'm going to double click on that. And it's only 2 seconds long. And if I go, hold on, that's my marker. Yeah, I didn't want to. So this is only a 2 seconds long trim. I have trimmed the whole thing. If I go back to edit and I try to revert to original, then I have my whole thing again. Okay, but now I can save that. So again, I'm going to trim it to much less. So now I'm going to say done. And now I'm going to say save video as a new clip. If I go back, now I have 2 of that same video. I have the long one and the short one. Does that make sense? Like I have all this one. I'm going to edit and go back to revert to original. So I have all of it and I say done. Now I have doubled. I have my 9-second one, original one, and I have my 3-second new one. So my original one is still there. Now I showed you the 2 ways to save. One way, I get rid of the stuff and I can yet redo it. But this one that I now saved as a new one of only 3 seconds is the only thing there is. This is it. This is a 3-second video now. It's the shorter, it's the shorter version. And if I try to revert to original, there is no original to revert to. It's only the short version now. I have lost the stuff that I don't want. So this is for better or for worse. If there's a bunch of junk that I don't want, this is the good way to get rid of those 9 minutes out of the 10 minutes that you didn't want. But if you keep both, now I've increased my files from the original plus 3 seconds, which is repeating 3 seconds from in there. So this is kind of worst case scenario, so to say, in the sense that if I want to not use up space, now I'm using more space. But if I truly wanted to use only this little bit for your whatever, maybe slideshow or web page or project that you're bringing in, then this is good. So I'm going to change the name of this one to trimmed of the same one. So this is my 9-second one, this is my trimmed one. So with Big Sur and Monterey, you can keep the original version, and also keep a trimmed version. And I can go delete this one now. If I do that, I only have the 3 seconds, but then I lose forever all this stuff. I can't revert to original anymore. Does that make sense, you guys?
And you're saying in the Catalina, like with my sample, it's more like an edited photo where you've got a
Yes.
shorter video, but you can always go back to the original.
Yes. So the
Okay.
file size is not going to get smaller. So by
Okay.
trimming, say if you only take, 2 seconds off of a 6-second video, that's fine. But say you took a 10-minute video and you really only want 1 minute of it, that's a lot of, and in the past, you could edit it to look shorter, but you still had the full 10 minutes. Now you have the choice of editing what you want and getting rid of the rest. Sometimes you have the camera on for a long time and you don't notice, and then something interesting happens. Well, now you can save that little bit, okay? And get rid of the long one that you didn't need. Or you can save out 3 different trims of one long piece and have 1 minute from the beginning, 30 seconds from the middle, 30 seconds from the end, and then get rid of the full 10-minute long one.
But I'm hearing
Okay.
you say that in Catalina, you can't ever really get rid of the whole thing unless you delete the whole video.
Yeah, you could not do that
Can't-
in the past.
You
Mhm.
can't trim and just keep the short one and get rid of the long one.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You could
thank
not
you.
do up until this version. You could not do that.
Okay, thanks.
Ed has had his hand up a long time ago. So is it a new question or was it from before?
It actually is a new question. First of all, I
Cool.
never realized that photos could edit videos. So I
Mhm.
was, whoa. And my daughter was a dancer for 20 years. And
Mm.
so I have 8 million hours of dance. And the Arlington has the worst lights in the world.
Oh, yes.
And I just found out, and it was worth all of the time I spent with you, just found out that I can click on color balance and change 90% of those videos.
Yes.
So thank you.
You are
The
so welcome.
The question I had is, when you're doing an edit on a video, is it actually evaluating the particular frame that it's on, or is it evaluating the entire movie?
Well, that's what I was saying. That's the problem. It evaluates, it helps you based on the entire thing. And I'm not 100% sure if you have a really I don't know how it, if you are sitting in a really bright, like this one, right here, there's a lot of weird light, but when you get to the end, I've cut out that whiteness. So when I try to edit this one, does it try to fix that? And then the background gets too dark. What I do know it is applies one fix to everything. So the best thing is to not use the automatic, but for you to edit and go, I don't care about this. In fact, I'm going to trim this out, right? And I'll just not see that part of it or whatever. And then it'll be okay, because what I really want is for this to end up okay. Or I'll fix to this because this is where the person that comes in is important. And then I'll just don't care if this goes dark. But you can't add 2 types of corrections to this one clip. What you can
basically
do
Yeah.
is separate it. Based on what I just said, make 2 clips of it and then apply 1 correction to the beginning of it. And then when the light moves and it's really different, the second clip of that thing, which you've duplicated and then trimmed, you apply a different correction to the second one. Does that make sense?
Basically, you're cropping it so that you're getting rid of working with sections that have the same
Yeah.
style and whatever to it within, if you're inside photos. Now, if I'm
Mhm.
inside iMovie or Premiere or something like that, I have considerably more control over that, right?
Yes.
Maybe too much control.
But because what you do is you do the equivalent of what we're going to do. You'd still trim the clip, one 10-minute clip, you trim it into maybe 5 parts, and then you edit each one of those parts. You won't notice, it'll be smooth, but you'd have to you can never apply to the same clip different editings, even in iMovie or even in Premiere, but you can cut it, start it again exactly there. So people have no idea it's cut, and then apply a different, you know what I mean? For the different moment when the camera panned enough, then you apply a different correction there. And as you pan over, another correction there. So
Yep.
we'll do a bit more of that in the iMovies, and you'll see. But in here, basically this second piece, which shows the ending, like I can open it up and, well, actually this shows the beginning. I can open it up and just edit it with less correction because this was okay, and then put more correction. I'll make three bits out of these nice seconds and apply a different correction to that, and then apply different, and then I can make it look as if they're all one thing, or I can put a little transition into them. But all of that can only be done in iMovie. Here in Photos, all I can do is edit one clip or turn one clip into 3 clips, but I can't put them together to make a movie. Does that make sense? I can't here make them flow into one movie. Here I can just trim individually, and then I can share, and that's fine. If I want to just share the video of someone, of him winning the award, and I was sitting there waiting for the award to happen, and they're talking and talking, and I never let go of the thing, and I have a humongous file, at least now I have an option to get rid of all that stuff I don't want and keep only the part where he's getting the award. That said, I can't link it to the then moving on to the celebration outside of the theater, and then link it to the celebration at home and make a video out of it. So that's what we're going to do in iMovie. Now here I have a couple of other videos where this is outside my house, and I have a little library. So I went ahead and took a couple of different videos of it. And so I was holding my own phone, so it's not the best. So some are just of the library, and then others I tried to imitate the story of going in there and opening it and then making a choice. I'm gonna give us a break in a minute. And then I think here is just showing up and down or something like that. So I just did a couple of different things. And then here, I think is taking a video. I was going blind because I had one hand taking the video and the other one trying to do this without the other videos taking. So out of all these little things, all these tiny little videos, the idea then is to put together a little video of someone opening, taking a video, closing, and being done with it. Does that make sense? But then it gets dizzy here, so I want to get rid of this bit. So how do I not, how do I take that and not that? And then here, I think this is a long one. This is 27 seconds. I try to go over to that bench that I have in front of it, but parts of this didn't work. So I would have to break this into different clips. This is the example of me trying to do this with one hand. There's parts where it's jiggly, so I could take that out, right? And then put together the good pieces. So I was walking kind of blindly and then sitting here and see all the noise that's in the car behind me too. It's a pretty quiet street, but the video is, anyway, I'm going to turn the sound off because it's really loud and I can't speak. So then I was trying to make as if I was reading, which of course was one hand, and the other one filming is not the best, but there you go. So I can take little bits of that, right? And then I think this one was me trying to put it back. I have no idea how successful it was. So with these things, finding it with one hand, trying to put it in there with one hand was not successful. So then here's where it goes. I had to, I think, let go of my phone. I don't know what I did. I moved, I put it away. So my camera, who knows what it's doing. And so that's a lot of stuff. It's unnecessary. Do you really need to see all that? No, you just want to see the part where it goes in, right? And you're done. So all of that is going to have to go away. Do I make it go away here, or do I make it go away in iMovie? That's what we're going to explore next. If I don't want to lose any, if some stuff is bad, just make it go away here. If some stuff is just not what I want in the movie, we'll process that in the iMovie program. So hopefully, I don't know, this, I just try to put a little video together, but if you just have 3 moments of dancing that you want to join, or you have a vacation where you went to Italy and you have yourself looking at the fountain, and then you have another when you're driving down a cobblestone street, and then you have another one where it's okay. We can piece those together and make a little video out of it. They don't need to be a story, So whatever you have, we're going to put together. And since we're going to take a break, if you don't have any during the break, go grab your camera and film 3 clips, and we're going to bring them into iMovie. Okay.
Quick question. If I want to take 3 out of 1 longer one, how do I do that? Because I saw we were clipping. Do we have we maintain the first one, the longer piece, then we clip out of that and we do that save separately thing, and then we go back to the original big one and clip out? How do you get 3 out of 1?
So if I have a long one, say this 27-minute one, somewhere in the middle, I had the long one here. I think this one, right? If I don't want all of that, I can be doing the thing where I clip it and the save as a new clip, save as a new clip, save as a new clip. I end up with 3 clips of that one. But the 3 clips are shorter. And what I'm really going to do is not do that. I'm going to go into iMovie and I'm going to deal with it in iMovie and have the one clip and take little bits of that one in iMovie, which is an easier way. Now, if you don't have iMovie, that's how you would do it here in Photos. So for most people who just want to stop right here with Photos, just do it in here. For those of you who are going to continue to really try to make a little movie out of it to then show my daughter's wedding, and you make a little video out of your daughter's wedding, or my trip to Italy, or how to use a book from the little library, then it's a better idea to do it in iMovie. Okay, so we're going to do that after the break. Any questions before the break? Were you all able to edit in one way or another? Trim, which is really what you can do, or change the lighting, which is what Ed got so excited about in here? Or do you have a question, Suzanne?
Quick,
You have a
just
question?
quick
Yeah.
question. Again, in Catalina, we really can't make the edits to the lighting and that kind of thing.
I believe you could.
No, when I click on edit, I don't have any options
It doesn't?
available
Okay.
other than making it a favorite or doing a markup
Got
or
it.
putting in information.
Okay, so then no. So no, you
Okay.
can't.
All right, just wanted
Mhm.
to double check. Thank you.
Yeah. But you can make changes in iMovie. Even if you have Catalina, you'll be able to do that in iMovie. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's take a little break. It's 5:59, so basically it's 6 p.m. So break until 6:10 p.m. Cool. See you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. All right. So Ed, is that a new hand up?
No,
Okay. Great. Lower your hand. There we go. I lowered it. All right, everyone, come on back. Come on back. Come back. Come back. Come back. All right. Let's see. Going to leave my Photos app open. Now I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to open up. Let me first share my screen. I'm sharing my entire screen right now. Okay. Oh, and I need to actually share with sound. So hold on. There you go. So now I'm going to go open my iMovie app, which since I just used it recently, the link is still here available to me. So I'm going to click on that to open. So do whatever you do, whatever you need to do, find your iMovie and open it. Leon said he had to go and download it. So hopefully you've all been doing that while I was talking about during the first part. And when you first open it up, it'll ask you if should I share you the new stuff that you can do. Now, what it's talking about here about cinematic mode and silicon is that this is a new version that is going to work if you have an iPhone 13, which is this new mode they have, which makes the phone be just ridiculously amazing for photography. And you need to have Monterey. So if you don't have an iPhone 13 nor Monterey, this doesn't work for you. The program still works, but it's just saying that this is a new thing that we won't be able to take advantage of. So if any of you guys does have a new phone, an iPhone 13, I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, but if you have a 13 or Monterey and you have some features here that I don't have, please let me know and we'll share it out for others to see. And then it's also optimized for the silicon, the new chips that I don't, well, it says silicon, so I'm not sure if it's only silicon or chips, but again, mine is an old computer. So what it means is that if you have those, I said, I clicked on continue. If you have any of that, then great. But if you don't, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can still see my phone, that I have my Photos app here, and here I have my new one, and it looks pretty blank, right? So my goal, I'm not seeing you guys. How come I'm not seeing you guys? Are you all there? Can you see me?
Yes,
you-
we can see you.
I'm not sure where the link to the gallery went, but as long as, but if I don't see it, then I won't notice if you're raising your hands or not. So weird. Let me stop my share again and start again. Why is it not letting me share and still see you as I normally do? Huh. I guess what if I only share, every time I share, you guys disappear and I need to be, remember if I only share this window. Okay, I guess I can't share my entire window. I'm only sharing the iMovie window. That's okay. I was going to switch to that anyway. All right. So if you had ready-made movies from the before, so if anyone of these iMovie before and you already had movies, you'd be showing them here. You'd see a little block with the name of whatever file you've already created. Since I created this computer from scratch, I have nothing in my history, but notice that up here I have a choice of media or projects. So I'm into projects and I have nothing there. If I go into media, then I have a whole different area coming up. So I'm going to escape that for a minute. I'm going to go back to projects. And from between media and projects, when you're in projects, if you have a lot of them, you could search for them, or you could just start and say, oh, I have a new project coming up, and create a new one from here. So let's go ahead and create a new one from here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say create new, what, movie or trailer? And we're going to create a new movie. Okay. So click on create a new movie. And then it sets me up in this mode. Now, whatever you're seeing here is going to be different for you or for me. Let's go ahead and we're going to make sure that you all see what we're seeing. But this window that just popped up is the window, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you can grab on the corner of this and make this bigger. If you make this bigger, that becomes smaller. You can grab on your mouse over here and just change the settings for stuff, but there's nothing in here for it to show me, so it's blank. Now, project media over here is showing me something called libraries, and then it's showing me iMovie library, and it's showing me photos and all events. Now, I don't know if you all see this. It's possible that I need to lead you to see this. Does everyone here on the left side see the word photos? If not, I'll have to show you how to get there.
Yes.
So if so, click on photos. But if someone does not see it, please say no to me. Carol, you're not seeing it?
No.
I've seen it.
No,
Yeah, okay, someone who is not seeing it needs to share their screen so I can show you how to find it. Because since mine is already there, it's hard to show you how to find it. So I'm going to stop my share. So Carol or,
Nope.
or Leon.
I've got it.
Oh, you found it, Carol. Okay,
I've
so
got it, yeah.
Leon, can you share your screen?
yeah.
Oops.
Why am I on desktop?
Well, if you share your desktop, that should show me your iMovie. So that's
Click.
okay.
Click desktop, okay.
Click desktop and then click again the share at the bottom right.
Hmm. Oh, okay, it's so far off to the right, it's
Yeah, it really does.
never land.
No, that's okay.
Okay,
So,
nothing here but black.
oh, you're in photos. You're in photos. So you need to go up there and say done to this. So click on this black thing. Click on the black thing. Click on it. Yeah, click because it's not live. Yeah. And then on the far right side, see that big yellow done? Top right, say done.
Hmm.
Go up there, say done. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're skirming it because you must have it under Zoom.
Hiding or something.
It's right above where your mouse is, but you have a Zoom thing in the way, so you're not seeing it. So you need to move. Go to the left of the word adjust. See the word adjust over there? Move your mouse. Yeah, move it out. There you go. And now you should see the big old yellow done. There you go. Perfect.
Hiding.
So this is your Photos app.
It says videos. It doesn't say my videos like yours says.
No, because I'm in movie. You're still in the Photos app. And now what we're opening is the Movies app. Okay. So you're in videos of the Photos app. You need to go open iMovie. There you go. And now right there where it says my movie, underneath it says libraries, and right under it says photos. See underneath it says photos?
You want
Going
that
down?
photo open?
Yeah, there we go. So now, right now, you have photos, and on the middle, it says no photos or videos, right? So see right under the word my media, it says no photo, click on that.
Mind you, I'm doing this left-handed. so
Yeah. Go ahead and click on that.
I'm
You're
clicking,
fine.
but it's not live.
Okay, so you know what? Let me go ahead and I'm going to request remote control and see if you can say yes to that, given that you're doing it with the wrong hand. So stop, don't move your mouse anymore. Okay, so here's the thing. I hope that when you let me go back to projects. When you go to, remember when I said when you open it, you have to give it access to all your stuff. So
No, I don't remember that.
yeah, it asks you, can I have access? Can I have access? And
I never saw that.
yeah, so when I first opened my movies, and you could have done this a long time ago, and we need access to your videos. So I'm going to see if I can go to your preferences. No, I'm gonna cancel. So I can't get to your preferences because let me do this. I'm gonna hide, you have Safari open. I'm gonna hide that. Oh, and you have a lot of start pages and stuff. I'm just gonna quit.
I
that.
got a lot of tabs. I'm Mr. Tab.
Yeah, so for now, I'm going to hide. I'm not gonna quit your stuff. It's up to you, but I'm gonna hide the stuff so that it's less stuff in the background. So it's not so confusing to see so much stuff in your
Yeah.
background.
It's
You know what I mean?
chaos.
And
I do know. I do know.
all right, cool. So now it's just one thing that's open up. But I need you to click right next to your Apple. It says the word iMovie. I need you to click on iMovie and pull up the preferences because I can't do that for you. There we go. Preferences. Okay, so let me see No, looks like we need to get access in a different way. The other question I have is your photos library? Can you click now up to the word photos and bring up your preferences? I want to make sure that this is your system photos library. Go to preferences. Yes, this is your system photos library. So we should be able to see it.
It might be because, like I said, an hour ago, I just updated iMovies, and 2 hours ago, I just updated Monterey. So
Yeah, no, that's fine. But what's happening is that right here in iMovies, when we go to photos, it's that there's nothing there. It's probably because when it asks you, can I have access to your stuff? And you didn't notice it, and you probably said no. And so now I need to go and find, let me Google really quickly how to readmit. It's through system preferences. We need to go to your system preferences.
I think I said yes to something like that. It's coming back to me now. I don't remember saying no.
Well, it's in your privacy, security and privacy. This is for better or for worse, the fact that now it's much, there's much more safety, and you yourself have to choose what you, so let me see photos. See, iMovie has no access. The apps below have access to your photos. So I'm going to turn this on, and now you should have full access. Let's see. So now I'm going to go to your movies and photos, and hopefully we can have access to them. Now, I hope maybe we need to start it again because I just gave it access. Let's open iMovies again. How did you open it from here?
No, it's disappeared. It was over here in the dock. There it is.
Okay, there we go. And say continue.
Yeah.
Okay, and now there we go. The photos have access. Okay, I had to go into your system preferences. So in the system preferences that you guys saw me, you have to give permission to who can access your photos. Like you have Google Chrome has full access to your photos. I don't know why or why not, and let you use it, but you did not have iMovie letting you have that access. Okay, so we're done. We got it. Now your photos are there. Okay, now since I still have this available, I want to show you guys that you can access through here all the different albums that you've made or not made. And in this case, you can look for photos, or on the, you can say, I only want to see videos. So then you see only videos that are available.
Yeah, I
At
mean,
this point,
why would I even want to see photos in iMovie anyway?
oh, no, it's very typical that you're making a video and then you want to show a couple of photos with a bit of movement and stuff like that. And then you access it and you bring them in that way. So that's typical. Now
Probably.
you could go to all photos, which is your entire library,
No.
or you can go to different albums, right? And in the different albums that are available, you could then in the albums show only like the video albums right there. So you have 512 of them. So basically in the photos, you can choose to show all photos, which shows every one of your photos, and you have to scroll through the whole thing.
No.
Or you can force it to show only your videos.
Yeah.
That's one way. Or you can just go up here, go to albums, and have it show only your videos, and you just double click and you're inside of your videos. So you're kind of in the same way, but it's two different ways to get to that same thing. Okay.
It's Catherine. I can't bring mine in either.
Right. So did you go to your system preferences?
Did that and I click share, but nothing's happening.
Go to
I did what
security
you
and
did.
security and privacy.
Yep, I did that. Mhm.
And
And I clicked on photos and I clicked
Okay,
on share.
so now did you restart iMovie as I did with him?
Start
Thank
iMovie.
you,
Yeah.
Deanna.
And then open it again. So close it and open it again. So that now it knows that you've changed the
Start
setting.
iMovie.
You're welcome. I'm gonna stop your sharing then now.
I'm trying to mute, but it won't let me. Oh, there you go.
It's fine. I've stopped your sharing. And do you want to share, Catherine?
Sure,
screen?
I'd love to.
Do your whole desktop so that if we need to go and give it access, I have access to more than
There
just
we go.
iMovie.
It keeps bouncing me to desktop.
So
like
you're in
it.
import mode. So close this import media. We're not importing anything. Go to the top, click. Yeah, that that. Yeah, click on that. You're in import mode. Okay, now
Okay.
go up to where it says photos. So yeah, no, on the left.
I'm gonna just bring that screen down so I can see it
Okay, the
behind
thing
mine.
that's the blue iMovie library that you see on the left.
Mhm.
Okay, right above that, photos. Click on photos.
Oh, now they're there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, what you don't have here is the project mode. You're not yet in project mode, so go to project media. Yeah, right above
Okay,
that.
and I also airdropped a video.
Go to
Okay,
iMovie library. Hold on, I'm trying to, you did not create a new project, did you? So go up to projects and see if you can create a new project.
is that project media or
No.
up here, up
Up
top?
on the middle where it has either choices of media or projects. So keep going to the right, above that little gears that you keep trying to press.
I
Okay,
think I'm somewhere else
no.
than you are.
stop. Don't keep moving your mouse until you move it the way I tell you. You had gone to the little gear icon. Go to that little gear icon again. No, that's the photos icon.
Alexa, stop timers.
Okay, go. I'm sorry. Can I go black again?
Yeah, hold on, I'm muting Ed. No, go up to the top. Okay, stop moving your mouse and now stop moving it. Okay, good. Go over to the next photos on the right. That's the next pink frame on the right. Yeah, now move up to the flowers. Cool. Now go up to the word media and then go to the right to the word project.
Thank
There
you.
go.
Thank
And now,
you.
now create a new project. That's how we started it. Go to that big old
Thank
plus sign,
you.
create a movie. And here we go.
Thank
Now we're
you,
in the,
ma'am.
now we're in the working mode where you have the timeline and everything.
I'll
Okay,
stop sharing.
cool. All right. Anyone else who needs to find all of this?
I got a question.
Yes?
So when I'm looking at the top menu bar where it shows all photos, I'm not
Mhm.
seeing anything that allows me to filter to get videos only.
Can you share again? Because this one has so many little buttons, it's hard to explain it without seeing where you are. I mean,
I'd have to log in to
oh,
Zoom.
you're not in that one. Okay, so explain again. I'll share mine. Explain again. Where is it that you are? Let me
Okay.
share again. So where
So
are you?
where you have my albums
Yeah.
on the top. So I have photos,
All
all
photos.
photos, but I don't see anything that allows me to go to, oh, wait a
Okay.
minute.
Albums? Because
No,
remember,
I see where it is now. It's under the all.
or under, there's videos right there. But if you do videos right there, you can't access your photos, which is fine if you don't want to access photos. So it all depends on what your choice is, right? So if you don't
And-
access your photos, you're fine.
I'm going to ask another, just kind of a general question. I
Mhm.
find that photos and iMovie to be really laggy type of apps. They, I know that I've got a lot of photos. I got 76,000 photos and 1,700 videos, but the speed of this is just, and I'm on an M1, remember,
Wow, yeah, I don't,
with a lot of memory and a lot of RAM, and I'm just going, when we first came in here and I clicked on photos, I went away for about 10 minutes for it to load.
really?
Yep.
That's interesting, because me, I just installed it. I looked and there they are. So I really don't know what to answer to that.
Yeah, I may have to give Apple a call.
Maybe reset everything, clean it up, restart. I don't know. You saw me just install the photos and I opened up and there's all my photos. I do have a smaller library than you available right now, so that's true too. So I don't know. I don't have that experience of it, so I can't really speak to that. So Apple might be the right answer. What I am finding is that I don't have all my videos showing up. I have this one that I just played with you guys, the two that I played with you guys, but all the other ones that I showed you aren't showing up. And I don't know why. These are my other videos that I had in there, remember? It's not showing all my videos. So I don't know what's happening to the rest of them. You know how I just showed you in the app, my different, let me share my entire screen. So these are all the videos that I showed you, but the only ones that we're seeing are these two, the ones that I cut and the one that I trimmed. All the rest of these are not showing up in here. See, it's showing my older ones, my chickens, and the flapping the water, but it's not showing all my videos, and I do not know why it's not showing all my videos. So I'm just going to go with the videos that I have, which is bizarre. I can import them, I guess, but then I'd have to export them from, well, I'll go with what I have. I have some videos here, so I was hoping to make this cute little video opening up my library, but I really don't know why they're not here, and I can't begin to figure that one out.
So Diana,
Yeah,
when you're in photos, you can select a set of videos and push them to iMovie.
yeah. You can also import them. So
No,
I can also
we're saying you
import
can't
from
do that.
anywhere. Oh, you can't push them. No, they're supposed to just be seeing them. I mean, they're here. And as long as I'm looking at this album called videos, I should be seeing them here. And I've never not seen them. So I really don't know why. And I'm just going to test something, which I don't think will work. But what if I grab one of these little shorties? Can I drag it in there? No. Because see, I should be able to import stuff.
Yeah.
But if I import stuff, that means that I have them somewhere in my computer. So when I access your files, I'll say, okay, but it's not about accessing my files. I need to go into photos, and that's why you do it from there. And so if I had my videos somewhere else, and I guess I'm gonna have to do that, then I would be able to import them. So I do not know why my videos are not showing. I really don't. You see what I'm talking about, right? That here I have, that's the tap water, there's the tap water, there's the little fluttering leaves. Then I don't have the seaside one, and I don't have all the ones that I just took today.
Do you
So-
have multiple photo libraries? Maybe it's pointing the wrong one?
No, this is all just the stuff that I'm doing right now. So anyway, what I'm gonna
Okay.
do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export these to put them in my documents folder, just so that I can have something to teach you guys with. So give me a second. I'm gonna export the 10 videos, the unmodified originals. I'm gonna export them, and I'm gonna put them in my downloads because I don't want to deal with uploading and downloading. And I'm gonna put exported videos. So for what it's worth. So I've just exported all those. So now they're twice in my computer. And now what I'm gonna do over here, I'm gonna import them, which is not ideal, but whatever. I'm gonna go into here, into my downloads, and again, access yes, exported videos, which are these, and here are the videos. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and import them. There we go. I've just imported all these videos, which isn't ideal, but I gotta bring them in some way or another. There's always a workaround. I just now have them twice in my computer, and that's what I'm not happy. I have one once in the photos, and I have them once in my documents, but that's fine. I just needed videos to be able to work with you guys. So I'm going to share again only my movies. So does everyone have here some videos that they're going to work with? The videos that you took, the videos that you've chosen to work with? Yeah. Okay. So over here on iMovie Library, if you click on this little arrow, it'll show you the date, and this is today, right? So in this one of today's project, you could import the clips that you want to use, right? And you can choose which ones you want or not, or you can work straight off of the photos the way they were that we had found them. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave them up there. It doesn't matter for now. I just want to teach you how to use the clips first, and then we'll talk about how to finish the movie up. So just watch this time. Just is a show and tell. Okay. And remember, we have a whole nother week to do this. Can you pull in a foreign video on Zoom, convert and edit that? Let's see. Oh, okay. So back down. I'm just looking at your questions. Oh, Leon, he wrote me something in on the direct message. So I'm reading it. Oh, can you put in a 4 MP video? Yes, I don't remember exactly all the formats that it takes, but yes, it does take 4 MP videos. So not just watch my screen. See when I move my mouse over this one, it says 4.1 seconds. When I move my mouse over this one, it says 8.5 seconds. When I move over this one, 13.5 seconds. See where I'm pointing to? It tells you how long these clips are. And this one's the 28-minute one, 27, 36, 12. So this is the set of videos that I'm going to use. So have you been seeing that what's happening here is that anything I have over here, so say I click on this one and I go to see my mouse moving to the right over here, is kind of making this little tiny version here. It's happening in big. Can you see that? So this video, if I move to the right and to the left with my mouse, and I'm just hovering, I'm not clicking, I'm just hovering, is making it go back and forth, back and forth. Maybe some people are getting dizzy by now, but this is me playing that one. I can also just press play and have it play out, right? And that's what that video was, okay? But I can also, as I said, click here and make it stop. So this is how I can choose what I want, right? So say that I want to start by saying the first thing I want to do is that I approach my library, right? So I look at this one and there's this long approach, and is this one here. And there's this long approach where it's this one here, and I'm going to play it. There's this long approach, talks about the little free library, and then it goes down. Okay, so there's a lot there that I don't want. And then it continues. It continued on the next one. So this is that one. So what if I want only part of that? If I were to want this whole clip to be part of my movie, this whole one, I could just go and press this little plus sign right there and watch what's going to happen. Plus, boom, it jumped down here into my timeline. Okay, I'm going to command and control Z because rarely do we want a whole clip. So I undid that and watch what I'm going to do instead. I don't want the entire 13 seconds. So I'm going to see those little yellow lines. Do they look familiar to something that we did before? Watch. I can say, I want to approach it. I want to do this much. So I want to show that approach. And then I want to stop when I'm kind of there. So I'm going to stop when I'm kind of there. And I don't want to go all the way up and all the way down. I just want to see the beginning part, which finishes at about there. So I'm going to grab the end and I'm going to trim it back in here. And are you seeing where I'm working? I'm working in here. Let me see if I put the spotlight. I am working in here. So I am trimming this backwards. So I'm going to say I want to see it until we approach, until we're looking at straight forward. So I only want that little bit of it. So I've done a little trim in there. And now I press plus. And only that little bit shows up. It's me approaching and seeing it frontal. You see that? So now it tells me that what I have here is 3 seconds worth. So that was a 13-minute clip. And all I brought in is this 3 seconds. Okay. Now watch. Just please watch this little bit. And then I'm going to undo and we'll do it together. So say that I want that to be the start. Okay. And then I'm looking straight at it. Then I'm going to see which is the next one that I want to show. I want to show me opening the thing. And so this is the beginning of me opening it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one, select it, and I'm going to put this thing in up until when I look at the book. So I'm going to stop kind of there. Okay. So then I'll click on this plus and watch what's going to happen. It's going to set itself right next to the other one. I'm going to click this plus and it's only this bit of it. Boom. So now here I have 2 clips, and this is really becoming hard to see because it's so big. So watch, I'm going to go over here to the settings. We're going to do all this together. I just need to get an idea of the scope of what this can do before we all put hands on it. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit so that it's not so big. Okay. And now here's my timeline. I'm going to make it one click smaller. So now this clip follows that clip. So watch, when I'm going to play it, this is going to do that. And then I'm going to click change to opening it. Okay. So if I were to play these right now together, I'm basically doing approach and then I start opening it. And then I look at the books. Does that make sense? So I put 2 together and they just jump. I can make nice transitions, but right now it's just jumping from one to next. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand in and take a piece of a book. So I'm gonna go ahead and click from here where I'm gonna see where my hand comes in, like there. And I'm gonna pick up this book. Okay, now I press that one and it jumps behind. So now I have 16 seconds worth of movie. It starts there, I press, I'm approaching, I open, and then I put my hand in there, and then I grab a book and I pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there for now, but see how I just went and started choosing little bits. Now this is the important part. I can decide more or less of these later. That's fine. I can still trim in here. I can grab and decide, no, I want less of that one, that one, but they're in a row. They are in a row, the 3 pieces that I wanted. Okay, that is my timeline that I need to work with. So I'm going to Command Z, Command Z, Command Z to undo all that. And now we're going to start working together. You need to choose pieces of 2 or 3 different videos that you want, or maybe you want the whole thing, and click on that plus sign to bring it down into your timeline. Now the timeline over here, it shows up really big or really small. When you start having stuff into it, you'll see that one of these settings will be better. So go to one of your videos, whichever one it might be. I'm going to start with this one, this one again, I guess. And now you can choose to edit it in here, or you can choose to bring the whole thing in. You can bring the whole thing in. If you choose to bring the whole thing in, what you're going to do is you can click on that plus sign, or look, you can also, for those of you who like to grab and drag it and drop it, right? And I dropped in the entire 13-second video. And then in here, I have a better time to look at it and go, oh, I didn't want all that much. I just wanted this part. So in this bottom, I can grab the end of it and drag it in. And now I'm cutting it in here. See, and I'm only getting this piece. I'm going to cut it down to about 3 seconds, the first 3 seconds of me until I see it. So I brought in the full 13 seconds, and here I selected it and dragged all this that I don't want and clipped it and stopped it at about 3 seconds. So either way, you clip it in there or you clip it in here. So now, did everyone bring in one video? And if not, I'll give you a hand. And if so, any questions? Ed, I see a hand up. Is it from before?
Must be from before.
All right, lower your hand. Catherine? Is that also from before? I forgot to lower your guys' hand this time. Okay, I'm lowering your hand. I can't hear you. I hear your mouse. Okay, did everyone get one clip in their timeline? Give me a yes. Give me a big old, not a thumbs up, but yes, a check mark. And Carol, yours still says no, I think from before, or is it a new no? Now it says yes. So everyone brought one.
It's from before.
From before, okay. If you have a yes, that you all have, oh, Vera, you are here. When I was trying to share a thing with you, I didn't see you in the class unless you showed up later. Remember when I was doing a shared album? I was looking for you and I didn't see.
Diana,
Yes.
my frames are so small, I need a microscope to see them. And I have moved that settings bar and stuff, and I can't make them bigger.
So if it's in here in the clips, then if you move it to the right, they become, you know, this is the same 13 seconds as if I move this down, and that is the same 13 seconds. So this just makes them longer if you want, wider, but it doesn't make them any bigger. So the best you can do is move this up and down, and then that's kind of to see them, but you don't really have to see the details. You're going to want this space for sound and music and titles. So you really want to just see here what you're seeing and here just the strip. But in case you're talking about something totally different.
Oh, I see. Okay. But so I can actually see what's going on by looking at the preview.
At the preview up there, yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than having to try and look at these little.
Yeah, these little things that don't matter. What you need to see is this video. So you move this mouse
Right.
here, but you're watching the video up there.
The thing is, I've got 4 frames showing in the bottom,
Mhm.
and they're squished up against the left-hand side And I can move that setting things and it does not make them bigger.
And you don't have any way to share? You haven't been able to access to share your screen?
If you want to continue, I can do that and come and show
Well,
you again.
Yeah, because otherwise, every time you ask me a question, it'll be a bit of a guessing game, you know? So it'd be better if you try to.
I will do
join.
that in a second.
Cool, just because then I can provide more support. Okay, I'm only seeing a couple people who said yes, so Andrea, Catherine, if you're not doing it, that's fine, but if you're saying no, that means that it's not working for you, like Catherine.
It's not working for me.
Okay, so go ahead and share your screen and let's see what it takes.
I'll share my desktop, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So I dropped a video in, but it's not here.
So click on the one that you want to drop in.
Well, I don't even see it. I imported it and it didn't come over. Or I didn't
Oh,
import
you're
it.
in photos, so go to see just video. So go up at the top where it says photos, click on the right side, on the right, no, move to the right of where it says the word all. No.
Oh,
Click on that again. That
Am I-
little, you move away from that. Move away, yeah, click on black, Yeah, now click on that little icon next to the all photos, because that's what you clicked, then you lost your sidebar and I want it back. Yeah,
this,
click, yeah. Click there. Now, what I wanted you, I'm just turning, I was having you had lost your sidebar, so I wanted it back. Now move your straight to the right, exactly on that same line to the word all next to the search. Keep going to the right, keep going to the right. That's the word all. Here, click on that and click on videos. Cool, there's your videos. So this is the only video that you have right now. Is that the video you're talking about when you said you? brought in
yep,
a
that's the
video?
one yeah. oh my
Okay,
God.
you're gonna need more than one to make a movie out of it, and you don't have any
Okay,
other
but there's
videos.
more videos in there. I'm not sure why they didn't come up, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't come up for me either, but that's a problem because you're gonna need more videos to make a story. All right, go ahead
Okay.
and click on this video, just to start with one, click on that. And then you have to drop it down in there. So you can either drag it or you can press on that little plus sign, whichever. And there you go.
Okay.
And it shows that it is a 54-second video. Okay, so maybe you don't need more videos. What you need to do is maybe you're gonna make a couple of clips of this to make a video out of it if you
Mhm.
don't have any others. Okay,
Okay.
because you'd have to go and import them and I don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
So now since you have the full on 54 minutes of it, let's go
Mhm.
ahead and not minutes, 54 seconds.
You've said that a couple of times.
Yes.
The dog's got energy, but maybe not that much energy.
You have 54 seconds of it here. So now start to play it and decide which parts you really want and which
Okay.
parts you don't. And then we'll.
And to
make-
play it, I play it up there, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's where I hit the,
So here he's running. And then he's running again. And then. Okay, so do that without being on us here. And then what you
Right.
can do, you can then say that you went at the very beginning, right? So go
Right.
and grab this clip from the very far right, like go to the very far right, click on that, yeah, there, and drag it all the way in. Keep going in. And then now you have 5 seconds of it, and then play those 5 seconds
Mhm.
and say play. Well, you have to have your timeline, that white line at the beginning. So go click at the beginning of the video.
Oh, this
Yeah.
has to move.
No, not that.
Oh.
Not that white. So just click with your mouse in the black area. Yeah. Click. Okay. Now go play. You can also just hit your space bar and it'll play. Okay, that time. There you go. Play. So that's that piece. Okay. Good.
Okay.
So you have that. Now go back up to the top and you
To
can bring
this
the
one.
whole, you can keep bringing the whole thing and cutting it each time like that.
Oh, okay.
Or you
great.
can try to cut it from the top and cut it
Okay.
in there and bring only that, but bring the
All
whole
right.
thing in again. And now it's okay, drop.
Now I make separate little pieces.
And now
and-
you can cut only maybe the ending and the beginning or the middle and then another. And then
Okay.
you'll have 3 little clips of him cavorting.
Oops. Okay.
So
Thank-
go ahead and do it so people can see, since yours is a good example. So if you have one really long clip,
Where
can
am I,
go-
where am I grabbing the
you
handle?
have to select it first. It's not selected. Select the piece. So put your mouse on it. There we go.
Okay.
Now
Make
you
it
have
active.
handles. Yeah, so you have to touch the tip with your tip. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And now you can find another part of play that he's in. Maybe
And
he's
then
in
I
a
can
different area.
flip it from both ends, yeah?
Exactly, exactly. Mhm. So now you're focusing on one part, or you can put in the ending and then the middle and move it in different
Okay,
directions.
great.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
And
sorry.
then, but again, let me just show you, instead of bringing the whole thing in each, so now you have, this one is a 13-second clip of him
Mhm.
doing that. And maybe you don't need a full 13 seconds. Find the best piece of it. And so
Gotcha.
go back and forth. So wait, so go back and forth with your mouse, right? Wait. Yeah, go with your mouse, just hovering over the piece now. Back and forth, like keep going back and forth, and see how you're seeing in the video,
Ah,
the
yeah.
playing happening. And then you
Mhm.
go, oh, I like it when he does that little cartwheel. Okay, go find the little cartwheel portion. And then
Gotcha.
that's the portion that you show. See what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying cartwheel, but you know what I mean. Just
Yeah,
show
no,
a
I
piece,
know.
clip to that. Then go and find another little clip when he does that little bit, and then bring that, and so on and so forth.
Okay, great. I can do that on my own. Thank you so much.
And for the purpose of this class, so that we can show the final piece, make them short. Don't have a total that's any more than, say, 20 seconds, so that then you can show me your 20 seconds of video, just so that I can show you how to add little transitions and music and effects and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know.
But
what
we
the
don't have
heck
to
I've
sit,
done.
we don't have to work for the whole. Oh, you're doing a position editor, so just say close position editor, click on close right
Oh,
there. on the left.
okay. Thank you. All right.
You were
I think I
going to the
messed
frame by
myself
frame.
up. I'll work
All
on
right,
it.
so work on that. And you,
Thank you.
okay, Leon, I'm going to share your screen, or is it just a question?
You could, sharing would be helpful, please.
Yeah, go for it. Share.
Okay, I've got to uncover it again. It's hiding. I don't even, I don't know where it is now. Every time I click it, it disappears. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Hiding at the bottom. Okay, now I got to drag it over. Far right bottom. Got it. Okay, so
Okay, so now,
maybe
one of these
because
clips do you
today I
want to
updated to Monterey latest and iMovie latest, but I don't have to hover. My seconds all show up without it doing any hovering.
yeah, it depends. Yeah. So yours is
So,
showing bigger. So,
Yeah. So I pulled.
but
yeah.
the reason of hovering now would be to see the preview, right? So not hovering, selecting, and then you can also hover to show the time, show it playing. Like you can now with your mouse go back and forth hovering without clicking to play it. See, versus pressing play and watching the whole 2 minutes, because is that 2 minutes or 2 seconds? That one's a 2-minute.
2 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
and look at it. It's
And how come I don't have the?
it's falling sideways.
Well, that's another thing. I checked the whole top bar and there's no edit.
Yeah, it's on the right side. So go ahead and select it again. Select the piece. Yeah. And then at the top, bring it in first. Bring it in as your clip. No. Go back to whatever you just did. No, go way back. I need to see all the, yeah. Click on everything. And if what you're needing, because we need to see the left side, we need to see the whole timeline. We need to see the whole thing. So now if you're trying to see more, you have to make that a bit smaller, but not, let me, once again, I know that it's hard for you because you've got only
Left.
one hand, which is your left hand. So give me access again for a second.
How come I don't
Okay.
have a timeline down here like you have?
Yeah, so stop for a minute moving your mouse. Stop touching it and I'll touch it. I'm going to make your window a little bit smaller so that you can see the whole thing. Give me a second here. Is it not letting me?
No.
Is it not
Welcome to
letting
my
me read?
world. Welcome to my world. I'm handicapped. I mean, it's like I'm handicapped even without this thing. My
Why
brain.
is it not? It's not letting me make this a bit smaller. It's not. You see what I mean? I'm just trying to make
Yeah,
your
I
window a bit smaller from
I
the
do
corners.
see.
I'm only letting me move it, but not make it smaller. That's bizarre. Anyway, at least we see the whole thing now. Before we didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, and in photos you can rotate, but or on my
No,
printer.
I'm not trying to rotate yet. I was just trying to see the ending of this, which now we see the ending of it. Okay, so when you select a piece like this one, right?
Yeah.
You guys see what's happening? It's a concert, but it's sideways. Once I bring it in, I'm going to press this plus sign. Then it's in here.
Oh.
And then now that it's in as a clip that's usable, then over here you have the crop. And when you click on crop, you can also rotate the clip. So now we've rotated it and now it makes sense to everyone.
Wait,
Okay. I'm gonna
hold on,
stop
I'm writing
this.
this down. Where was that rotate? I didn't see that.
Hold on. So let me reset. When this video was not there,
Yeah,
you couldn't work with it. It's all grayed out.
yeah,
Once the video is in here, and I did that by pressing this plus sign,
yeah.
it came in all sideways. Then I select the clip. And then up here, I have the cropping tool, but this only turned on now that the tool, that this was in the timeline. And I select that cropping tool. And then here you have the choices to rotate.
Wait, stop. I
You'll
can't.
see that you can see the recording of this video, but
uh,
here on the right side, I selected the cropping tool. And once you
Yeah.
crop,
Yeah,
you have the rotate. the clips.
under the gallery.
Oh, because you have your Zoom gallery there.
I got the
And-
gallery there. It's, I
And
can't.
I can't
see
make
anything.
your video, I can't make your video any, I can't make your window any smaller. It's so weird. So there you go. That's what I'm pointing to,
Oh, that's the rotate.
but I'm gonna have to bring it back because I need to see everything. So I rotate it. And now it's in the right position. Now that said, this is, this is huge and it's gonna be, it's a 2-minute and 5-second piece, right? So that's fine if you want something that long, but if you're just trying to show the whole thing, but if not, choose bits and pieces that you can show to make a video out of it. So all these, you're gonna have to rotate like that once you are, once they're
So-
in the clip.
Is this because I took it with the phone horizontally, not knowing that everything is now with the young kids
No,
vertically?
no, I'm surprised by this because is it with an iPhone?
Yeah, well,
This
it might have
doesn't-
been
this-
before the iPhone. It
Yeah, I
might
was
have been
gonna
my
say,
old-
yeah, this doesn't look like that. This looks like you did it with a camera that didn't automatically know that, because if your phone is now sideways, it knows to shoot sideways. If it's portrait mode, it knows to shoot portrait. So this doesn't, this looks like it was from a camera that wasn't that as
Yeah.
intelligent as that.
It
and
was,
so
it was
you're-
an Android. It was my HTC One Android.
Yeah, so it, you went sideways and it did this weird thing. I wouldn't even know why. Or maybe in the photos, you could have fixed this if in the Photos app, because you can say, here it said reveal in Photos. So you can actually set reveal in Photos and it'll open up your Photos app, access control photos and say, okay. Then that one here in the Photos app. So here's that video in the Photos app, you guys, you could have rotated it in here. And then you just handle
Oh,
it from, then it's already rotated by the time you bring it in here.
thank you,
Okay.
Deanna. You're a
So
genius
they're
again.
connected. Okay. So there you go. So when it's already in your Photos app, it was crooked, so it stays crooked. And I don't know what this is. Is that the same idea? I don't know what this video is. Any idea what this video is?
No,
Um,
concerts, they're almost all concerts.
Yeah, but it's like
Hundreds.
3 seconds of just sound with
We should
video.
probably get rid of it because I don't even know who it is in 3 seconds.
Yeah, but I can't get rid of it from here. This is truly in Photos. You go to Photos and this is where you get rid of it. You select this and you go, trash, I don't want it. Right click, delete video. So you still have it in your Photos and that's where you need to get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just viewing it through this thing. You're seeing it in Photos, but it's not the right place. So now it disappeared because I deleted it, but I deleted it in the Photos, not here. Okay, anyway. So so say that you only want this little bit of that, right? So I'm gonna close and say that you only want this piece of it. Right now I'm just guessing because I have no idea what if this is good or bad. And so now you have a little 12-second portion. 12 seconds, 9 seconds, and such a small thing, right? So you need to now I went down to a full 2 seconds of it total. When I click in here and I play, it's just it's 9 seconds. is what I left. I left 9 seconds worth of it, okay? So then you can clip even more and maybe not have those people who are walking up that you didn't want. And so then this portion. And when people start to walk up, stand up, you don't want it. So you close it even more. And then you connect it with another clip now here of another good part and another clip of another good part.
Can
Okay.
we, but you said we can't connect these two, right? Or
Yes, you
can we?
can. Yes,
We
you
can.
can. So now say that you want another portion from here, and I don't even know if it's the same show.
Yeah,
But
it
say
is.
that you want it from here, you just drag it down there, and now this is the one that you're bringing in. But now this is 1 minute
Well,
long,
I
so
think it
I'm
is.
gonna.
Maybe it's
It
not.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So say that this is the good portion. I'm inventing that this is what you want. I'm taking all of this. And now I've connected this one. Press, now we're seeing that one. And then boom. Yeah, I mean, when you turn the sound
Different
down.
concert.
And yeah, but now they're two connected and you can have a third one anyway. So that's how you would keep connecting them. I'm going to keep showing you that kind of stuff, how to connect and what to do. I want you guys are going to have 2 weeks to try to do some work with this. And then next week, not next week, but in 2 weeks, we can put together much more finesse and sound and effects and music and all titles and headlines. But right now, my goal is to get you guys to have 2 or 3 clips together that don't need to make a little story like this. They just need to be clips like by the time Catherine edits her dog playing for a full minute, she can have maybe 10 seconds that are really all the best of the action, right? Or something
I
like
did
that.
it. I did it.
Oh, you did it. Cool. So I'll have you share in a minute. But let me just show you what I wanted to show you. So say this is whatever, 1 to 3 seconds worth, right? And now we're staring at it. Now, I think we had,
Are you
You're not
sharing
sharing.
your screen?
oh, thank you so much. When someone stops sharing, I need to remember. So here I had the 2 seconds of access. Then I'm going to go ahead and say, this is when I open it up. So I'm going to add, as I said, what I did just now with Catherine and with Leon is we brought the whole thing in and clipped it in right in there, right? We fixed it in there. But I would prefer to try to bring in only what I want in here first. So I'm looking and I want to bring all of this and I want to stop as I approach right there. So I'm going to clip it ahead of time. I'm going to clip it in there. Okay, just because to bring in only the seconds that I need. But you don't have to do that. It's just another way of showing you. And so when I press plus, it's only going to bring in, instead of 8.5 seconds, it brought in only this little bit. Okay, so it didn't bring the whole thing in. So now when I click here, I'm going to press my space bar to see it. What's the transition from here to here? See that? I'm going to put this, how I'm moving this white line that you see here, this white line, that's where my mouse is. That whatever this white line is what's playing up there in the video, in the preview, see? So I'm going to put this right here and I'm going to have it play from here. I'm going to press my space bar and it's going to play. And there it showed me that little transition, which isn't a very happy transition to go from there to that, right? So I don't want to show like nothingness and then my hand, I want to go immediately to when my hand shows. So now I can go over here and go there. That's where my hand shows up. So I want to clip this piece that's just sitting there away and I want to show it just when my hand shows up. So that means that I have to stop right there. So I'm going to grab this corner and I'm going to go like this and I'm now there until I see my fingers showing up right there. So now I'll go to do this and play. See, that was better. Instead of just sitting there watching the thing again, this transitions straight into my hand thing up. Now, if I don't have a clean transition, what I can do is I can put a little transition piece in here. So I can go over here to transitions and I can, so I want a little cross dissolve. So I'm going to drag a little transition and put it right there. And now watch. I'm going to, did you see that little transition that happened there? I brought that little piece in there and I go play and now it's going to cross one into the other. You saw that thing? That's that little transition that I brought from up here. I put between these 2 clips, a little cross dissolve, and then it looks much cleaner than that little jump. Does that make sense, you guys? So then I open, and I open that up, and I am looking at that, and then I stop, and then I'm gonna reach in with my hand right there, and I'm going to take it out. So I'm gonna go again and start when my hand is beginning to reach in, which is kind of like right there. And then I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. So now I have to get smaller. Okay. So here I go to see the very ending of this to the beginning of this. So I click there and I press the play, my space bar, and I press play. Okay. That's kind of weird because here I'm already looking at it, right? And then I back off and put my hand in there. So that's kind of bizarre. So maybe I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of that. And I want to have me opening. And then I'm already grabbing. And that's going to be weird unless, again, I put a little transition in there. So now I've got, I approach, I open, I look at it, and then my hand is grabbing it. Does that make sense? Those little transitions help bridge anything that looks kind of bizarre. I mean, we're not good filmmakers. We just are trying to make things kind of look a little bit better together. So there I put 3 little clips together and made a little mini movie. There's more we can add, and there's many other things we can do. But that's an example of how you make that. The sound is down there. We're going to work with sound. We're going to work with anything, everything. But that's an example of how 3 things put together now make more sense just because I added a little transition. So where do I go? I go to the transitions right there. Okay. And there's all kinds of transitions. And there's these, you know, it'll show you there a little example. This was a circle turning into that if you're changing scene, or this little spin out. So I'm practicing what kind of transitions I can do. A wipe right, wipe left. So this is, you're putting 3 different concepts together. You can have, you know, a thing like this transition from one concert to the other instead of a little crossfade, because they're not the same thing. Does that make sense? So then you have here, you have hard rock, and then the next one that coming in is a crooner, and then you go into country music, and you just do a big swipe like this between each one, and then you have 3 clips of 3 different, very different kinds of music together. Okay. Or you can have really fancy ones like these, which, you know, so say that I choose to do that and I bring this one down here. All I need to do is do that. It's going to look horrible, but let's test it. And you saw that it gave me that transition. Or I can put that transition in there and try it again. And now it does this. Okay. So there's this one's kind of cute, this guy, but it's kind of, you know, you're telling a story and the page turns. So anyway, there's all these little funky ones that you might use depending if you're telling a story or not, or what you're doing, right? So all you do is go to transitions and drag what you want. So there's my cross dissolve is the one that I had put in. You drop it off there, and now that's the one. Okay. And then you can right click, make it longer, shorter, the transitions you can still play around with. But for now, all we are is my media is where my videos are, and transitions is where you link those together. Then we're going to have audio and titles and backgrounds. We're going to add more stuff. But all I want for the next 2 weeks is for you guys to put some links together, make some nice transitions. Okay. And then I'll show you how to add bunches of other stuff. So now I'm going to stop sharing, and more questions, more people. I want to see something that people have already begun to work on. Someone, not that I don't want to show you again, Catherine, but since you've been sharing, is there anyone else who has a question other than Catherine? I mean, I'll go back to her too, but I'm just wanting to see whether someone else has something that they want to do or share or.
After I have one
Mhm.
there. As soon as you're happy with what you got, is there a place I'm gonna save the movie?
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, let me share my screen again. Right now, we're working with it, right? And so we're gonna come back next week and complete it. So right now, I'm kind of still in the process. But notice that even right now, if I back out of projects, I can name it, right? I can call this movie something. So I'm going to try to back out of projects and I can call. So why don't we just do this? I'm going to go over here to projects. And when I try to back out, it goes, wait, what's the name of your movie? So I'm going to call this one my little free library. And it's not finished or anything, but that's this project. And I'll say, okay. And so now when I open it, this is as far as I've gotten with my little free project library, but there it is, right? So when I close this and I come in next week, I double click, that's where I am. I keep working with it. And then every time I progress, and then when I'm done and the movie is ready, then I go in here and I export it into whatever format I need to share it, show it as a video, to post into Facebook, to put it in YouTube, to send it as a file. Okay, so right now it's still in the process of becoming a video. It's not complete yet. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
Okay, so
And you're also going to show us how to delete the background, because as you clip, the sound is then changed.
yeah. So I'm gonna work with sound next week too. This stuff, this blue stuff down here, that's the sound. And so next week we're gonna work with sound. Okay. So we're gonna put in titles. We're gonna put in, maybe you can, we're gonna do stuff to this. We're gonna find different. So we'll get there. So not next week, 2 weeks from now. Catherine, do you want to share your little clips of your dog now? Okay, so move your timeline, that white line, remember, put your mouse, hold on, put your mouse at the beginning. Yeah, there we go. So that now we can see the whole thing. So press play. And then there he is running. And now it's not different enough to notice that it changed map, but okay, now he's running around. He's in the kitchen. He ran back to his bed. And now he's kind of up and down. And now you're following him. This part is all one long clip until he's done. So this used to be a whole minute worth of a video, and now she only has 26 seconds. So she broke little chunks out of it and turned it into one thing. Does that make sense? And you can go in there and maybe find other points or not. Maybe what you can do this week is maybe take a little bit more video of your dog or something that you can add other parts and pieces or something like that. All right, cool, great job getting 4 little clips in there out of 1. Anyone else want to show anything they've put together yet? All right, so
I can show mine.
okay, Vera. Cool. So remember to move the timeline, yeah, and just by clicking with your, yeah, there we go. And now press play or hit your space bar. And oh, look at that. Moving forward. Now, then you put a little circle transition, and now we're showing how he sits. And then another circle transition, and now you're trying to get him on a skateboard. All right, cool, well done. Good job, you guys, right? And up there, you're still in transition. So to go back to your videos to keep working or something like that, you just click on the My Media. And in My Media, you have your art, your videos, right? Up at the top is what I mean, on the left. Yeah, you click on My Media. Yep, that's to go back to if you want to find other clips, and then transitions. Those are the 2 things I've shown you right now.
Tell me again where I would go to save it in case I have a computer.
Okay. Well, this saves automatically, so it'll be there, but go to the word projects.
Don't see it.
So right above My Media. So above My Media, where you just were in My Media. You were just in My Media. So go up, and left, projects. Yeah, click on that. You try to go back to your projects, go ahead and say name, give it a name of dog training, or, you probably know the name of your dog. and then say, okay. Or training buddy, or whatever the name of the dog is, and there it
That
is.
is his name.
Oh, that is his name?
I was embarrassed to put that down.
Oh, how funny. No, that's great. So there you go, dog training. So now when you want to come back to it, you double click, and the more you progress, it's all there, right? And it's there, and you keep working on it. And when you're done, you close it. This kind of automatically saves. It isn't like a save as, but the file is inside of this. So you, until you're done, then you export it as a kind of file that people without iMovie can see, like into an MP4 or an MOV or whatever it needs to be to post it, if you want to post it to Facebook or whatever.
So
it
you
is that
choose
want
from
to
a
do.
menu if it's an MP4 or what?
Yeah, you're
Oh.
gonna export from the project mode, the one where you had the name, where you wrote dog training. From there, here, I'm gonna stop your
So
share.
then when it's too big, would it go in Google Drive?
No, it doesn't get, I mean, your computer, this is in your computer right now. This isn't,
Yeah.
this stays in your computer. It's got nothing to do with Google Drive right now. It's in your computer. And then later, when you make a file out of it, if you want to share it, if it's too big to share in an email, which it probably will, then you'll get a choice from here. And this little guy, you can either play it here, people come to your house, but for the most part, you're going to have to create it into some kind of a file. And most of it will be like a file. And when you go to save it as a file, it'll ask you what kind of file you want to save it as this, as that. So you'll just make choices here, what kind of thing you're going to save it as, and then you're going to keep going. We're going to do a bunch of these until we get the final choice. So I'm aware that we're 3 minutes past the time. So just so you know, I don't want to make, I just want to warn you that if you need to go, you need to go. I said I was going to show the movie, but there's only a
Yeah,
couple of
I
you
want
guys
the watch
left.
party.
I don't know
Watch
if you
party,
guys,
please.
I don't know if you guys want to see it at this point. If not, you can just, without any kind of feeling bad, you can walk out and say goodbye until 2 weeks from now. And once again, remember, save it by clicking over here, giving it a name, and then we're going to pick it up from here next week.
I want to
Okay?
see it to see our goals to match your son's ability.
All right, so let me pull it up. Oh, Barbara coming in to the meeting right now. Hi, Barbara. You made it till the moment when I'm about to close the meeting, but
I'm
better
sorry,
late than never.
I fell asleep. I sat down in my chair after the other class and I just went right to sleep.
Well, the good news is you're going to be able to watch the recording, but
So
now,
I sign in.
well, you're in, so you're signed in, but you'll get what I'm about to do is I'm about to show Santi's movie. That's actually what I was about to do. So because you missed it, the class is actually technically over, but what's up is that we have
Okay.
a request because I, explained that my son won the filmmaker and screenwriter award at the 10-10-10 at the Summer International Film Festival. And so
The one here in town.
yeah,
Oh,
this last weekend.
congratulations.
So
Bet you're proud.
I said I would show it at the end of the class. It's 10 minutes. So I'm gonna show it now. Let me go get the link and then I'll show you. For those of you who want to watch it, you don't have to. But if you
Oh,
want
I'll
to watch it,
watch
here
it.
it is. And
Now, is that the little guy in your photographs or is that another son?
I have two little guys in my photos because I have two sons. They're not little anymore. One is
I know, yeah, I
one,
know.
one is 15 and one is 19. So yeah, those are the two guys. But let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys. Here we go. And I'm about to play it, make sure the sound is working. And here we go.
More of a parent, like like you? Is that what you're trying to say? More of a parent like you.
Oh,
Super
that's
parent.
fucking golden.
Super mom.
Turn it off. You think I like it? I don't know shit about
car.
Just turn it off. Seal it out.
How on earth are you doing that if you take a job that is going to get money for our family? If I did what you are doing and I was waiting for the right fucking job, there would be no money.
Oh, he's creative.
Hi, Will. I'm Bill.
Are you a ghost?
Only if you want me to be.
Where are my parents?
Nowhere. I just put them on mute. You know, silenced, quiet, hushed, muffled, muzzled, mummed, volume off. They were scaring you, right? So I blocked them out. I could turn them back on if you like.
He's not gonna eat mac and cheese for the rest of his life. What do you mean by good thing? Well, he might need to not eat anything for the rest of his life. And he has...
See? Isn't that better?
Hi, Dad. What do you want?
Don't be hostile. I just want to check in, you know. How you doing?
Oh, you know, just great. Gainfully employed and all that. Mom sent you? She must be desperate.
She's been trying to call you.
I know.
She's worried about you, Will.
A little late for that.
She wants to help.
Bye, Dad.
Just call her, won't you?
Bye, Dad.
Your mother and I have decided to separate.
We're getting a divorce, bud.
You're gonna live with your mom for a while, but I'm gonna still see you on the weekends.
Every other weekend.
Every other.
Are we sure about this?
You again.
Please, just give me a week. My paycheck comes in a week. That's all I need.
Okay, please. I know. I'm
Do
so
like
sorry.
I showed you.
It will not
Just
happen again. I
shut
know,
it
I promise.
out. Close your
I can't
eyes
pay
and
you until I get paid, okay? Oh my God!
breathe.
No, I'm sorry.
Whatever's
I know,
bothering you, just block it out.
I'm sorry, but please, just please. I can't pay you right now.
Peaceful, isn't it?
Fuck! No, I'm sorry. My kid just spilled a glass. Don't hang up. Please don't hang up. Hello? Hello? God damn it! Buddy! Mommy is trying to keep us from getting evicted, and you can't just let me be for 5 minutes? How hard is it to still for 5 fucking minutes? Do you want us to be homeless? Because that's what we're gonna be, buddy, if you can't learn to be quiet when mommy is clearly on a very, very important phone call.
Turn it off.
Do you want to just go live with your dad? Because you clely think that he is
turn
better
it
than me because he can buy you toys and candy and be the fun parent all the time. I would love to be the fun parent, bud. But you want to know why he can do that?
You missed me, didn't you?
I've survived. What do you want?
All right, fine. Business immediately. I thought we were friends, but whatever. Why do you want to call your mom?
Because she called me 18 times, I guess.
If that's the case, why didn't you answer any of those 18 times?
I didn't want to talk to her.
What's changed?
I don't know. I miss her. We haven't talked in a while.
Right. Listen! You, my friend, are doing stellar.
Stellar? Are we looking at the same me?
You're just looking at this wrong.
I'm a 30-year-old,
young,
antisocial,
independent man
alcoholic
who appreciates a good drink,
underemployed,
has limitless potential,
shut in,
understands the advantages of alone time,
who can't even muster up the courage to speak to his own mother,
and doesn't need anybody.
Yes, I do.
She's the cause of all your problems.
I thought you said there weren't any problems.
I say a lot of things. The point is, your mom was never there for you.
She's trying to be here now.
Mm-hmm. First time I've heard that.
People change.
Well, historically speaking. But it doesn't matter because your life is fine. Any issue you have, you can fix it on your own.
No, I need help.
Will, Mommy shouldn't have said that. Bud, come on, Bud. Come on, buddy. Open up. Will, come on, I'm sorry. I need you to open the door right now. Will?
You're gonna regret this. This is a bad idea. What if she hasn't changed? What if she hates you? What if she resents you? You're fine on your own. You're better on your own. Just turn off the phone and nobody gets hurt. You should give this more thought. It's not too late to turn back. This is a really, really bad idea.
Let go of me, Bill!
This is good for you, Will. This is what you want.
This is what you want.
I have nothing to do with this. You know, it's kind of metaphorical when you think about it. You were literally holding yourself back. You're making the right choice, Will. Things will be fine. Any problems you have, you can solve them on your own. You can pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You know, I never really thought about that saying. Does that even make sense? How would you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps? If anything, I feel like you'd be pulling yourself closer to the ground, or even knocking yourself over.
Hi, Mom. It's me.
Anyway.
That was amazing.
Bravo
Is he going to
for
USC?
something.
Is he applying to their film school?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that.
you.
Incredible. A kid did that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you
so-
must be so proud.
wrote it in high school, and then because of COVID, he ended up filming it the first the first 3 months of him being in college. But
Very
yeah,
talented. Yeah.
so yeah, that was this weekend. So yeah, pretty intense. I mean, he's filmed quite a few things already with just people. This trying to merge people in animation. I mean, I just can't. It's just so hard to imagine how complicated, that whole process is. And when he said, I'm like, oh my God, you know what you're getting yourself into. And yeah, so yeah, it
But it's
worked.
so psychological, and how talented to tell a whole story in short space. I've never thought about that.
Yeah,
Incredible.
this competition is always a 10-minute movie, and yeah, I mean, it's so easy to tell a long story, but to try to condense it and have like what matters, and yeah, it's pretty big. So yeah, anyway, so I'm glad you stayed to watch it, and hopefully enjoyed it.
It was really cool.
Most of his movies are kind of more drastic. Some of you might have seen some that I've shown other years. I don't know if any of you are in here, but every now and then I show one of his movies, and it's pretty intense kind of. This one at least has a positive ending. So anyway.
Wow. Thank you so much. Have a
You're
good
welcome.
break.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in 2 weeks. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
I think I see you Friday.
Yes, I'll see you Friday.
I'm
People on
sorry.
Friday.
I will definitely watch the video.
Cool. Sounds good. Take care then. Bye.